4 consecutive games here on home ice for the first time since November the 10th, 2023. They'll look for their first 5-game home win streak since 2020 against the top-rated Windsor Spitfires, the top team in the Western Conference. The Guelph Storm will have their hands full against a team eager to get back into the win column after losing to the Sioux Greyhounds last night. The Windsor Spitfires on the road this season lead the Western Conference in goals for per game with 4, goals against per game with 2.6, and they've earned 1.5 points per game on the road. Again, best in the Western Conference. A great test here for the Guelph Storm. We're in for a treat here on this Friday night. Let's send things to the booth just over my right shoulder to Ryan Jury and Mark Perry. Gentlemen.
Gold medal effort at this tournament.
Isaac, we've got a quick second here, Mark, with the red-hot Spitfires in town. Our players to watch. Let's start with a former first overall pick in this league, a kid who's an absolute horse out there, can really carry the offensive water, Ethan Belchetz.
Carries the offense and can fire the biscuit. Top 5 in shots on goal in the OHL. He's on a 6-game point streak, looking to keep that going, Ethan Belchetz.
When you look at the Storm side, a kid who has had a real bounce-back year, has scored some big goals, including an OT winner against Saginaw, and has played real well at both ends of the ice, and that's Leo Serlin.
And he plays all kinds of different situations too. 5-on-5, penalty kill, power play. He's on the third line tonight, but pointless in his last 3 games, looking to break that schneid.
Absolutely. Well, it's a big test for the Storm, a measuring stick game tonight and tomorrow with the Rangers in town, but our focus tonight on the red-hot Spitfires. They are a wagon right now as the team honors Jaco Wysick for his silver medal winning performance with Canada White at the Under-17 Challenge. He's back in the lineup tonight. Will that help Guelph spur themselves toward a victory against a very tough Western Conference opponent? We're about to find out. Spitfires Storm on deck here. Let's send it to ice level.
Supporting survivors and driving systemic change. Our entire team encourages you to learn more about how to join the movement to end gender-based violence and create a healthier Guelph, Wellington County for everyone. So please welcome Guelph Wellington Women in Crisis Executive Director Sly Castaldi for tonight's ceremonial face-off. If I could have the 2 captains please join Sly for the puck drop. Thank you to Andra Arnold and Guelph Wellington Women in Crisis for their meaningful work supporting women and families, and thank you fans for helping us show strong support for this important organization tonight. Investment plans, insurance plans, they do both. Corey Young Insurance Group and the Cooperators are proud to sponsor our National Anthem program and provide all tickets to local choirs. So please stand if you're able, remove your hats, and join the Paisley Road Public School Choir for the singing of our national anthem.
See
Center. Happy Friday night to you all. It is the Storm and the Spits here on Rogers TV, and special shout out to those watching for free on FloHockey and on all the social medias. Starting in goal for the Spitfires, it is Michael Newlove. They've been going back and forth between him and Joey Costanzo the last couple of games. Costanzo got the start last night. Tonight, it's Newlove's turn as he makes his first appearance since last Saturday in a 23-save effort in a win against the Brampton Steelheads. Zach Jovanovski getting the nod for the Guelph Storm. Played in relief in Flint last weekend. He made 17 saves in that effort. Jovo going for win number 9 on the season. Your officials for tonight's game, the former Elmira Sugar King, David Elford, were wearing number 11, the orange armband, alongside Kevin MacArthur. And the veterans, Dave Foll and Dustin McCrank, are working the lines.
Thank you very much, Mr. Perry, for the rundown, as always, and we are set for more Friday night action here under the lights at the Slee Show, and the puck is down, and Luchenko is going to win the opening draw. And interesting to note tonight, the two top-line centers on this team, both prospects of a certain organization in Pennsylvania.
That's right, first-round picks of the Philadelphia Flyers, in fact. Both of them are going to be playing in tonight and matched up pretty frequently, I would imagine.
Luchenko, and of course we're referring to Jack Nesbitt in the red tonight, as the Spitfires, man oh man, they're hemmed in early here, but they have been as good as anybody in this league so far at both ends of the ice. Fired in, that's blocked. Storm with a good opening shift here as Singh will punch that in down low to keep it alive, and the Storm will start to cycle into a line change here. Spitfires do the same as we're about to hit the opening minute mark of this contest. Another great crowd here at the Sleeman Center. And word is we're about a week away from finding out if this arena or the Odd will be hosting the Memorial Cup in 27. Hard hit there. Hapanenko got blown up. Coming out of his zone, Walton caught him hard and clean, and Hapanenko slowly gets himself back to the bench. Walton setting the tone early. That was a walloping hit. That comes wide. Big shot coming in here. Jovanovski in good position to stop that. Man, oh man. This Spitfires team, Mark, they can punish you offensively. They can punish you physically here, too. Get a load of this.
Lines him up. Oh. Bam. Little bit of Dion Phaneuf in his game. Connor Walton, one of a number of defenders on this team that are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". This is a massive, massive team in the Windsor Spitfires, and they got the skill to go along with it too. That's why they are in the position that they're in right now.
Walton, I mean, he has never shied away from setting a physical tone, and he does there. And Hapanenko, the guy who's still kind of getting his feet underneath him on the North American ice, he did not get his head up in time as Newlove will leave that play it for Woodall, who for a little while was leading this league in points. And a break opportunity here, knocked down. That's going to be a penalty early. Chopped down there was Caden Harvey as he came screaming in down the wing. That's going to be a tripping call, and this vaunted Spitfires power play that sits third in the OHL, they're going to go to work first, and it's the youngster, a call-up tonight, Zach Naish, heading to the box.
Yeah, Zach Naish just trying to chop the tree down, trying to go for that puck. And the stick just gets into the wrong place, gets into the feet, goes down, and there's the penalty call. And this is a Windsor Spitfires power play that has only gone 0 for 5 times all season. So a big, big test here for the Storm in the early going. A penalty kill that hasn't done too badly as of late.
Guelph sitting with the 8th ranked kill on the circuit. Windsor is first on the kill. It is hard to score against them on special teams. They're going to have to reset after a little hiccup at the line by Woodall. He has it here. Drop it back, and here comes Greentree, who's as slippery as anybody in the Canadian Hockey League. 66 in red, the captain. Man, does he have a set of hands on him. He can pull just about every trick in the book out. Woodall with the hold at the line. Spitfires, little miscommunication there, but falling down is Luchenko. That keeps the puck alive. Shot in, loose in front. Oh my goodness, Greentree would have had an open net had Paquette not got there. Clutch stick check, loose. Stuff attempt there. Jovanovski turned those in tight chances away. Good early penalty killing as this was knocked down with a high stick. So we'll get a whistle here with 17:30. And if you're wondering why Naish is in the lineup, he's a real big kid and is playing well down in the GOHL, but the Storm are missing some real key contributors tonight on the back end. Quinbo Shane and Noah Jenkin out with some injuries. Grant Spade, of course, serving a suspension, so Naish gets thrown in there, and as a matter of fact, they're so short-handed. Will McFadden is playing on the blue line tonight, Mark.
And he played down on the back line a couple of times last year. Didn't really look out of place. A good defensively responsible forward, so we'll see if that can help.
Speaking of responsible, there's a good pick by Snellgrove. McKenzie joining him, trying to just kill some time, and he's doing it. McKenzie able to shuffle that over to the near side, bothering Windsor on their exit here too. Spellacy, he gets stripped by Snellgrove nicely, who lowers the shoulder through neutral. Continuing to joust, and now finally they're going to take control, Windsor, and get it into the zone. Not a great looking power play to start here. They had some in-tight chances when they finally got the zone on their last possession. Let's see if they can do something with it here. Spellacy, Davis, curl drag into the middle, loose for just a moment. Jovanovski right on top of it.
Well, you see the set of hands on AJ Spellacy there as well, and just the way that they're able to maneuver the puck in tight. As soon as they have a little bit of space to work with in the offensive zone, trying to set something up, but again, sticks and lanes, getting the job there, getting the job done there for the Guelph Storm on that occasion.
When you look at this Windsor team, you look at a guy like AJ Spellacy, another Blackhawks prospect. They're starting to play better, and they don't even have guys like Nick Lardis in the lineup yet. AJ Spellacy, bright future in Chicago, but you look at how deep and how talented offensively this Spitfires team is. He isn't even on their top line. The top line of Belchetz, Nesbitt, and Greentree, Mark, for my money, that might be the best top line in the league.
And I mean,
scary stuff.
When you think about Belchetz looking for something to prove, being a top 5 potential pick in the next NHL draft, someone's going to get someone special.
Woodall firing in from distance. Rebound kicked out. Storm able to clear. That will do it for this initial Spitfires power play. Good kill from the Storm there as we get back to 5-a-side as Naish is released. Cristoforo defensively, throwing it, bouncing wildly there on Woodall. He gets it stripped, trying to filter that to the front. Storm couldn't do it. They're going to draw a penalty here. Mark Pape back in the lineup tonight. He's going to draw a call. And he's going to have a little chat with Cristoforo after, too. They'll get everybody separated. Mark Pape, with his hard work down low, he's going to draw a call here. And it's going to be a cross-check. So right after the Storm made a good kill against the Spitfires, they will head to the box, and it's the captain, Greentree.
Not something you like to see your captain going into the box, and you'll see it here. Just a shove from behind. It gets him on the numbers. Not an overly aggressive, violent hit by any means, but, I mean, when you're Liam Greentree in that amount of size against a kid like Mark Pape, Pape will go down a little bit easier. Draws the call there with the official in the near corner making the call.
Yeah, they probably don't love the call, but he has his stick up and plays it across the back of his body and knocks Pape down, who, like you said, Mark, is much smaller than Greentree. So McFadden, again, who's working on the back end tonight, he's going to play the back end on this power play. He's got it now. And the Storm power play, it's got some work to do. They are dead last in the OHL when it comes to power play efficiency. Shabinsky trying to shuffle into the middle, and he could not get through the defenders. Closed off quickly, and the Storm have to reset again. And you do wonder, this is the first game where they're going to have Luchenko and Wysick in the lineup. You wonder if that's going to help with some of the offensive depth and maybe some different looks on the man advantage, as they got nowhere to go but up. And I think one positive you'd say about that, Mark, I don't know if you agree, is despite having the last overall power play in the league right now, the Storm are playing well. So if that thing ever ignites, like,
look out.
Hey, you would think that it would spell some more points. Here's Wysick. Handles in for Serlin, our player to watch for Guelph tonight. That's taken away by the Spitfires, and they're going to send it all the way down to a waiting Jovanovski.
Well, the one way to play well on the power play, first of all, establish the zone. They haven't done that at all here.
Bit of a miscommunication between Singh and Jovanovski there. Luckily, nothing bad came out of that. Wysick chipping in. Knocks his man to the ice. Puck loose on the wall. Cristoforo trying to clear. He's able to poke it through, and it's a 2-on-1 short-handed for the Spitfires. Fired in just wide off the stick of Belchetz. Late stages of the power play, 10 seconds left. Wysick, he gets wiped out by McKeish on the back check. Good job by 80 in red. Storm, one last opportunity here if they hurry. Fired in there by McLean. It's loose in front. Tipped and they score. Hapanenko. 1-0 Storm.
Well, it won't go down as a power play goal, but right here is what you do when you establish the zone and you take the puck on a second chance opportunity. Man gets checked down to the ice carrying the puck, and he just recover the puck. Get yourself into a good position, fire the puck toward the goal. That'll be the second shot on goal all game for the Storm, and right there is Hapanenko. Backhand over the glove hand of Michael Newlove, and for the Guelph Storm, they have now scored the game's first goal in 7 straight games.
Hapanenko, after getting his bell rung in the first shift of the game by Walton. Oh, what a hit by Naish! He just railroaded his man too. As the physicality now picking up, and now a big hit over at the Storm bench as Soares got run into. Naish just absolutely railroaded Max Brocklehurst. That looks like a deflection out of play, and now we're going to get a little conversation. They're going to separate everybody. We'll step aside. Storm up 1 here on Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars, Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Culligan Water has been Guelph Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, water you love.
The Quintessence Coalition brings you immersive experiences and conscious collaborations from artists across the country. Don't miss the sights, sounds, and spirits of the Quintessence Coalition. Saturdays at 8:30 p.m.
Welcome back to the Sleeman Center, and like the freight train that he is, Zach Naish, all 6'7", 205 pounds of him, just laying out Max Brocklehurst. Doesn't really put up the points. He's only got the assist in 12 games with the Brockville Braves of the CCHL so far this year, but when you can hit like that, that's another aspect of the game you just love to see.
Well, and that's going to make the coaches happy. A young player like that who obviously drew a lot of eyes because of his size when he was drafted, takes the first penalty of the game and kind of makes up for it there with a good hard hit. And I mean, Brocker's a short guy. He does not have a lot of size, and Naish, he just ran right through him. That's a big hard hit. So we've seen 2 massive collisions already as Lemieux makes a strip at the line. He fires that in there looking for a rebound. Jovanovski says no. You think about that first hit on Hapanenko by Walton, now that one by Naish on Brocklehurst, and man, oh man, these 2 teams, they're ready to play tonight.
Yeah, this might be a War Games type of matchup here tonight. My goodness, just laying the body, just bruisers after bruisers after bruisers.
War Games, I love
War
that.
Games.
What a reference. Who's got the codes, though? That's the answer.
That's the question.
Who's got the codes for the win here tonight? Greentree thinks it's him as he got a good shot in there off the faceoff, turned away by Jovanovski. Greentree spilled there, looked back for just a second, was thinking maybe that should be a call. We play on. Quick up feed, too hot to handle for Paquette, and the Spitfires will take it right back. Belchetz recovering, using that long reach to avoid getting stripped by Paquette there. Belchetz, you want to talk about a big kid with a ton of skill. He looks like a gazelle out there, and I mean, he can skate, he can make beautiful moves, he can run you over. I mean, that kid is if he was a baseball player, they'd call him a 5-tool player. He is. He is special. Here comes Nesbitt. Nesbitt, little chipped backhander, that goes wide. Woodall there to keep it alive, pinching in from the point. Swing it back. That will find Greentree covering the blue line. Played into the middle. McKeish. Swing it back to the point. Woodall into the middle, looking for a return feed. Gets it, fires. Or Jovanovski didn't know where that was initially. Went off his arm. A defender was there to clear it away from danger. Spitfires have it right back. Nesbitt will just swing it into the zone. Both teams in the midst of a change. Whoa, is that too many?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that too many?
They're saying it is, although the man that played the puck, he's the one that came off of the bench, but I'm pretty sure the guy that he was substituting for had already gone off. But the official, it was Elford on the near side.
It's actually Windsor that they're talking about this with. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just in the neutral zone alone, and then you see.
Does anyone play the puck?
Nobody plays.
Which after a while doesn't matter. They'll give you a warning.
I think there was enough time that passed with 6 on the ice where they decided, yeah, that's it.
So it's Windsor that's guilty of the too many men. Brocklehurst will serve it. And so the Storm, who scored as the first power play of the night for them expired, will get a second look here quite quickly with 11:37 to go here in the first, up 1-0. That's courtesy of Misha Hapanenko's third of the season as he shoveled it past Newlove right as that first power play ticked off. So the Storm still looking to get this power play going. They'll get over the line cleanly here. McLean. Rip it around. Serlin there to settle it. Nifty play, finds Hapanenko trying to play that back into the high slot. Had a nice look at the net there. I'd like to see him shoot that.
Great diving play, though, by Spellacy.
Really good defensive play. That's the thing about Spellacy. Yeah, he's very talented offensively. He plays a wicked 200-foot game. Singh. Goal line, Wysick. Up top. Singh into the middle. Knocked away. Good check to keep it in initially, but Windsor will now swing it out. That's Wysick up top here, actually. That was Hapanenko down low making plays. McLean. Back, bump set. Leave it here for Miedema fresh off the bench as they'll get the top de facto unit out there with under a minute left on this power play. Storm looking to add to this 1-0 lead. Jumping on it, here's Luchenko. Left there for Paquette, but they couldn't get it cleanly over, so they have to reset. McFadden mishandling it. Greentree's all over him. McFadden doing a good job to hold his own there against a much bigger opponent after he bobbled the puck. Dropped into the path of Luchenko. Trying to get something going on this power play. Luchenko's offside. And the miscommunication continuing on the man advantage. And I mean, I think it's a thing where it's a matter of time where you get a guy like Luchenko back in the lineup, you get Wysick back from the under-17s. Their power plays in last in the league, but I think it's a matter of time where they're still just trying to get everybody to have that chemistry on the man advantage, because it's a very different look than playing it 5-on-5.
And figuring out what the strength is of the power play, like what do you set up in the offensive zone? Do you go umbrella? Do you go with what we discussed before the broadcast tonight? You know, do you go with a 1-3-1? Do you send 2 guys below the hash marks, below the goal line?
They like setting up in that umbrella look as Luchenko gets spilled. He's going to have to get back up as this power play is going to expire. So the Storm will fall to 0 for 2 with the man advantage here. Still leading 1-0. Windsor trying to change that. Sharp angle shot. That's turned away off the stick of Davis by Jovanovski. Singh will patiently let things play out in front of him here. Yeah, that's the thing. Power play, you generally want to have like 2 go-to weapons that you look for. And they're still just trying to figure out what that looks like. Oh, Frassard gets finished hard into the boards there by Spellacy, who causes a turnover. Windsor going to work offensively here, trying to tie this game. Swung across the point, fired off the end dasher, and Singh right on top of that. And he'll flick it out into neutral, but no further. Picked off there by Hicks. Brocklehurst, he knocks that back into Guelph territory. Swung over for Frassard. Paired up with Singh tonight. It's usually Singh and Spada, but Grant having to serve out a suspension for piling up a few too many fisticuff matches. So the youngster Frassard is working out there with Singh. Miedema with a nifty move to shuffle down the wall. Spun back for Top, who's got some room. Luchenko playing it back to Top, fired in, and that's turned aside by New Love. Good pressure here from the Storm to hold it in. Only momentarily, though, as McLaughlin, he'll just fire that back in deep. Babin on this defensively. Quickly up the wall, Storm get the line, and they'll send it in. That was too far behind Red, though, and that's going to be icing. They're going to have to bring everybody back out with 8:07.
Well, Storm on that power play, you think back to the way they're setting up. I found in the first 30 seconds, they had the offensive zone, but I felt like with the way the Spitfires had them pinned, they had all 5 Storm players on the far side of the ice. They didn't have an open man on the near side, so they weren't able to really get to an open man.
Whoa, turnover in front and nearly tucked home by Belchetz. Good poke there by Jovanovski. Belchetz still threatening here out to Nesbitt, who just pushed that wide. Greentree, this top unit out there for Windsor, causing trouble here early in this shift. Babin settling it here as the Storm look for an exit strategy. High flipper, trying to skate after this is Pape. They're going to say no icing, so Woodall's going to play this, and the Storm will get away with one there and get a change in. Singh, that gets through Snellgrove and will be taken and sent deep by Woodall. Not deep enough. Singh picks that off and sends it up the ice quickly. Hard shot, that's well wide though. New Love didn't have to worry about that. Snellgrove takes this from Nesbitt. Singh will swing this into the neutral zone. Woodall says thank you very much. He picks that off. Spitfires will launch this in deep. Shots are 9-3 for the visitors from Windsor. They have not been able to solve Jovanovski yet. Here's our lone goal scorer, Hapanenko. He has that taken from him. Davis down the wing with 2 going toward the net, and that was just behind Jean-Christophe Lemieux. Storm take this away, can't get it out. Now they will. Good poke check there to force that free of the stick of Wyatt Kennedy. Spitfires will just send it back in deep. Frassard swings this down for Top to collect, and he's got room to think about what he wants to do. He'll give it to Serlin, our player to watch in white tonight. And Serlin will chip and chase. Getting there first defensively was Connor Walton. Back at the point, Storm with control, fired in there, it's loose, bouncing around in some feet, and New Love is gonna find it. Heck of a battle right on his doorstep after the shot from Will McFadden, the defenseman.
Yes, indeed, and that's a great job by Connor Walton. He had Jakob Wysick tied up right in front of New Love. That puck was just sitting there in the blue paint, not really moving. As you see the shot there from McFadden, and it's that tie-up there. It does not allow Wysick to really get loose, or else he would have had a great chance on a rebound, because I don't think New Love even saw where that puck landed.
Not initially, and you're right. That play by Walton, like when he reaches his hand in there, not grabbing at Wysick, he's just got it kind of in his chest and gets good position, scores! What a ripper from Good Luck Chuck! He shreds that thing. Paquette scores, 2-0 Storm. Wow!
And that's what you get from a clean face-off win in the offensive zone. That is exactly what you want to do with it. Good Luck Chuck with goal number 5 on the season. As you see him, here it is, just a great setup. McFadden, the defenseman, right to the half wall, and Good Luck Chuck goes high glove on New Love to make it 2-0.
That's just a beautiful load shot and release, using every bit of that carbon fiber to rip that thing. And hey, how about the assist from Will McFadden, the defenseman?
And
wow,
just him on the back end. Just a simple play, but effective play.
That was something. Paquette did not see fit to let me finish my analysis there of Walton's defending. He said, defending? No. We're here to talk about offense.
Well, for Storm fans, that's a good problem to have. We're getting interrupted by Storm goals.
Pretty good shot there by Paquette. He is starting to heat up, and that is dangerous for the rest of the league. Whoa, Shabinski shuffled that in front, and the Windsor defender had to be very careful with that, and he was. That was a good play by Robinson to not potentially deflect that toward his goaltender. So again, Shabinski is playing out there on the de facto top line with Luchenko and Paquette tonight to start the game. And that's the thing with Wysick coming back. Whoa, another big hit by Naish. He just ran over Greentree, and you can bet that the Windsor bench is taking a license plate there. You want to run over the captain, you better keep your head up out there. And Naish is a big customer too, and he throws another man down. 26 in white is impressing right now with his physical play. Wow. Talk about not being intimidated. Whoa, goodness. Woodall gets stepped into too by McKenzie. The physicality has really picked up.
It's a demolition derby out there, friend.
I mean, picked up's the wrong way to say it. I mean, the tone was set immediately with that Walton hit on Hapanenko. I mean, there have been big hits at every stage of the game so far in this first period. 4:30 and ticking left here. Storm up 2-0 against one of the best teams in the CHL.
And that's why you bring in Naish. You lose out on Grant Spada until next week. Remember, he is out tomorrow as well with the suspension against Kitchener. Bring in a big kid to keep up the size.
He's a big customer for sure, and he's using his size. Here's Hicks, fired. That's blocked off the stick of Miedema. Bounced high enough, though, that it stayed alive, and Spelisi's working on it. Thrown to the front there. Good twister effort there from Spelisi. Couldn't find a teammate, and now this will be pushed out by Hapanenko. He will find Miedema streaking down the wing. Miedema checking in behind the net. Tried to swing that back to the point. Deflected away by Hicks. Storm right back in on it. It's McFadden jumping in. McFadden with a nice move and tried to pick the corner, jumping in from the point, and he gets back into position. It's like he's done this before. Turned over. Serlin, he's by himself. He'll fire. Serlin on his own rebound, and New Love had to get into position. Whoa, and it nearly bounced in behind him. He will calm things down as things are getting jittery for the Spitfires. We'll step aside with the Storm in the lead on Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Welcome back to Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV. How about this? Undrafted former captain of the Guelph Storm, Braden Bowman, making his NHL debut last night for the Vegas Golden Knights against the New York Islanders. He posted a point per game with the Henderson Silver Knights in the AHL, made his debut, putting up 4 shots on goal, playing 16-plus minutes. Great to see the Guelph Storm in the future make an impact at the higher level. Let's send things back upstairs. Here are Ryan Drury and Mark Perry.
Thank you very much, Isaac. Yes, as the officials were alerted to something on the ice there. I'm not sure.
That just looks like snow buildup.
Yeah, that's just a bunch of snow. They're going to ask the crew to come out and scoop that up. It's quite a bit. Are they going to get somebody to come out and do it? So we'll have a bit of a delay here, and that's good because we can talk about our buddy Bonesy.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, Mark, how often did we say when we were watching him here, and I remember his rookie year because it was my rookie year with the Storm, and man, oh man, just one of the best kids, one of my favorite kids I've ever covered, an incredible person, and we said, I don't know how many times up here, must have been 1,000, that kid's playing pro someday.
Yep.
Gets a contract with the Henderson Silver Knights. He's got 12 points in 12 games, and he gets called up, and he played well for the Golden Knights last night.
And played in multiple situations.
He was on the power play.
He was on the top power play.
Yes, he was.
He was playing the bumper. He was playing in front of the net on the same power play unit as Mitch Marner and Jack Eichel. He was playing on the second line with Dorofeev and Hurdle. That is a tough assignment for your first ever NHL game, and he did not look out of place whatsoever.
So this is going to be icing, and they'll bring this all the way down to Storm territory. Yeah, 4 shots, and his hard work, he didn't get an assist on it, but his work along the wall actually ended up causing and leading to the second night's goal.
That's right.
And, like, he just blows me away, and I'm so happy for the man we call the Bone Collector. Again, one of my favorite kids we've ever covered here, and I can't think anybody who deserves it more than him. Undrafted, he's worked his you-know-what off, and he deserves every inch of ice at pro that he is playing, Mark, and it's just great to see that.
I know it was a late game. I had an early morning this morning. Worth it.
Yeah, it's just great to see, you know, CHL alumni, let alone a kid that, you know, we covered pretty closely for a long time, scored a lot of goals here. Really, really fun to see him have success and play his first career NHL game last night, digging away here at the side of the net. It's pushed away as Jovanovski did a good job standing his ground. Nursing a 2-0 lead here, late stages of the first. Here's Greentree. Leaving it for Nesbitt, gives it back to Greentree. Can't shuffle that to the point. Puck bouncing around. Oh, Paquette took a high stick, and that's going to draw a call. And I don't know if it was Greentree who clipped him there, but Paquette had the puck bouncing, swatted it out, and he got whacked. And the officials spot it.
They're checking the chicklets, and it looks like it's just going to be 2, I think.
They got to figure out who it was that clipped him.
I think they're signaling McKeish, because he doesn't really look like he's happy about it.
So there's Greentree there. Yeah, you're right. McKeish comes over. Yeah, right there.
And it is just going to be a 2. And McKeish still not in the box. Not liking the call, but it's as clear as day.
Yeah, I mean, he cannot like the call. He clearly clips Paquette there. So the Storm looking to try and get this ailing power play going, up 2-0. And again, it's amazing the way they've been able to play their way through and win these games. 4 straight at home coming into tonight with the last place power play in the league. And boy, wouldn't it be great to get it started here?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, they'll win the draw. Paquette, who scored the second goal tonight, he's out there. Down along the wall. Back for Luchenko up high. To Paquette with the one-timer, and Newlove got over to make the save, and he sprawls to make sure it doesn't drift back in front, and the Spitfires have time to rifle it down the ice. Good early look for Paquette on the power play, and that's where he set up a lot last year, kind of in that Braden Bowman spot.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Luchenko with speed, carving in. Luchenko right to the front! Shabinski with loads of open net. 3-0 Storm. How about that power play?
Finally, that power play gets cooking for the Guelph Storm. And it comes on a rush from Jett Luchanko, coming right into the zone with speed as he usually does. Carves through the defense. And when he gets that separation, Shabinski able to sneak through, gets by Lemieux. Stick on the ice. Keep your stick on the ice, kids. Good things will happen. Luchenko, Shabinski, 3-0 Storm.
Man, Jett Luchanko, there's a guy that can change your power play. With the way that he can rush in. They often call him the one-man break-in, and he was there. Like, when he gets skating downhill on guys, like, Mark, do you think he might be the best skater in this league?
It's all just his development.
Here's an opening for Windsor. Oh, and it just jumped the blade. A good feed in there, but the puck bounced. And they were unable to settle that thing down. That was John McLaughlin. It just creeped over his stick on a good feed. I believe that was Brocklehurst on the feed. And if that puck landed squarely, McLaughlin would have been in alone. But it's 3-0 Storm off of a brilliant rush from Luchenko to set up Shabinski for what might be the easiest goal he ever scores. And it's a power play marker too. So the Storm now 1 for 3 on the evening, and the Windsor Spitfires are going to be going to the dressing room thinking, boy, this is not what we're used to seeing.
Well, don't forget, the last time these two teams played, early October, it went to overtime. Guelph gave these guys fits.
Yes, sir. They absolutely did. And Belchetz pushing and shoving after clearing the puck out of the zone. Here's Singh, able to get it up for Snellgrove, who forks it over the line. Quick up, Greentree, too hot to handle. Singh again. Apanenko trying to leave that in the path of Snellgrove, a little out of his reach, and so Woodall will carry through. Greentree trying to fly that over. It was deflected though, so it will not stay in the zone. Singh on it here, last couple seconds ticking away. That's going to do it. A very impressive opening 20 minutes for the home side. The Storm are going to go to the break up 3-0. Hapanenko, Paquette, Shabinski on the power play. When we come back, our own Isaac Carmichael will chat with the young sensation from the Spitfires, Ethan Belchetz, here on Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
What's Up Stratford is a monthly look at what's happening in and around Stratford. Host Peter Morange talks to a variety of guests, from politicians to artists. What's Up Stratford, Sundays at 3:30 p.m.
Just like any other job, to succeed in the NHL, you gotta take care of business.
You need to know how to motivate fellow employees. Come on, boys!
It's important to be goal-oriented.
Assist team members whenever possible. Always put the customer first.
Listen to this builder. This place can't believe what they just saw.
Hey, beats a desk job.
What's wrong with a desk job?
For 25 years, you've been helping to make our roads safer by doing the right thing. You've been the designated driver, you've stayed over, called home, you've called a cab or a friend, and planned ahead. Let's keep doing the right thing. Support sober driving by getting yourself and your friends home safely.
Do the right thing.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
My name is Chef D. Most days, you'll find me feeding high-profile personalities in even higher-pressure kitchens. But now I'm taking an ordinary food truck and a slice of summer to get out of my comfort zone and into parts of the community normally out of my reach. It's a gamble, but if I can use my passion for food to help out some amazing folks, it'll be worth the road trip.
To Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars, Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV. Here with the towering sophomore Ethan Belchetz of the Windsor Spitfires. Ethan, let's first focus on your season here in your second year in the OHL. Almost hitting your career high already with 15 goals on this season. What's changed in your second year that's allowed you to provide more offense here than your rookie campaign?
Yeah, you learn so much in your rookie year, and just trying to get better over the summer, working all the things that I needed improvement on, and then kind of go into the year with a full steam of confidence. And we got a great line mates in Liam Greentree and Jack Nesbitt, so they helped me a lot.
You're off to a terrific start this year, leading the Western Conference already in points as a team. A tough ending to last season, getting reverse swept by the Kitchener Rangers. What has the team been able to take out that experience that they look to apply this year to go a little bit further in the playoff run?
Yeah, we all learned so much from that, and we got such high expectations here at Windsor, and we're gonna use everything we've learned over the past year, and we've come together as such a tight-knit group, and we got a long way ahead, but we got high expectations here.
You won the U17 tournament last year. We had an all-Canadian U17 final this year. What did you take out from that tournament of the U17s, and what do you remember from your time last year?
Yeah, it was awesome. It's always such an honor and pride to put on New Jersey, wear the Maple Leaf. So every single time you get the opportunity, it's always a yes. And the U17 just such a fun tournament. It's your first time representing Canada and at the international stage. So it was awesome, and I have a family bond with the guys on that team, and still in contact with a lot of them. So it was awesome.
Hopefully one of many more international appearances for you, Ethan. And finally, down 3-0 here after 20 minutes of play. Still a lot of time left in this game. What's the message going to be in the dressing room for the next 40 minutes to come out with 2 points?
We got to pick it up. Really, that's we got to take a big step. You know, we've taken steps backwards here in the past couple weeks, and we've got to get back to Spitz hockey, really.
All right, thank you so much, Ethan. Best of luck the rest of this season.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be right back. You're watching Mark Olson's Better Used Cars, Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
My name is Aaron from Monster Heat on YouTube, and if you love extreme challenges like I do, you'll get to witness some of this. See, over here at Monster Heat, we do it all, and you can watch it all on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Monsieur de Champlain, when I finish paddling through this wilderness and reach China, I shall greet them wearing this.
Monsieur Nicolet, your mission shall be for the honor of the king and the Holy Faith.
In the summer of 1634, Jean Nicolet set off from Quebec to find a trade route that would link Europe and North America with China.
But where is it?
Further, I know the place you are seeking.
For months, Nicolet pushed through the wilderness, searching for the Western Sea.
Goja! Mississippi! What did he say?
He says, Mississippi, great water.
Mississippi, the sea, China.
Jean Nicolet was wrong. It was Lake Michigan, not the Pacific. But others would follow his dream, Joliet, La Salle, the La Vérendrye's, and they would map most of North America from the Rockies to the Gulf of Mexico.
Welcome back to Mark Olson's Better Used Cars, Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV. Here with the MP of Guelph, Dominique O'Rourke, a big supporter of the Women in Crisis Night here at the Sleeman Center tonight. Dominique, let's first start out and talk about, intimate partner abuse and violence. And you're a huge advocate to make the spread awareness of this issue around Guelph, around the community. It was recently unanimously voted as an epidemic, and I know you are a big leading cause of that. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about your story as to why this is such an important issue in your lifetime and why you want to continue to spread awareness for others.
So we know that intimate partner violence is actually on the rise in Ontario and across Canada. We know that last year about 62 women were killed by an intimate partner in Ontario. We know that in a region like Peel, 75% of their calls are about family violence. So imagine if we could prevent that. Imagine the trauma that we could prevent in families. So there's a prevention piece, and then there is all the supports that victims need to be supported either through the crisis line, through shelter, through the Rural Women Support Program, so that they can escape violence and break that cycle with their family. That these women that come forward, they've got so much courage. They need to know they don't have to leave their partner. They can call Women in Crisis. There's a crisis line. And last year, Women in Crisis helped over 1,200 people. They took over 2,500 calls. They're there for people in the community. And if people need even just education, they can call Women in Crisis.
I mean, the stats you just gave a little bit concerning, just the number of cases we've seen around the region, around the nation. Definitely something that we have to spread awareness of and get the message across that help is available for those who need it. And you obviously, with Women in Crisis, give that vehicle for these women to go to. You talked a little bit briefly about the crisis line and other programs involved. What other options are there available, and what services do you provide for these women who need support?
So I would say one of the really important pieces is the community education and the school education that Women in Crisis does. So they've been doing human trafficking education to almost 12,000 kids from grades 7 to 10 to understand what those signs are. Guelph is actually on the corridor, the 401 corridor, that has a looks like, what those red flags are, how to have the conversations around consent. The prevention is incredibly important. And then if a parent, a teacher, a friend needs some advice, or a woman herself, they can phone Women in Crisis, the crisis line. They can get counseling. There's support for women who are going to court. There's shelter. Obviously, it helped about over 80 women and over 80 children in this past year. That's a lot of people who need the support. Transitional housing. So a number of things, counseling and support going forward. And rural women have different needs, and Women in Crisis can help them too.
I love how much outreach you've been able to provide with this program of Women in Crisis, and that you're taking preventive measures, installing this into the children of tomorrow and going to elementary schools, and when they're younger, installing that system in place. And I think that's terrific.
Absolutely. We need to be talking about consent. We need to be talking about how we manage our relationships so that we can prevent intimate partner violence. And we know that when families are under a lot of stress, that intimate partner violence is on the rise. People who feel they need some support, any member of the family could reach out.
That's absolutely terrific here, Dominique. And for us, those at home viewing this right now, what can we do to help with Women in Crisis, either monetary or other ways? What would you tell me? How can I help promote this cause?
So anybody at the game tonight can buy a 50-50 ticket. You could always donate. People volunteer. So people volunteer on the crisis line. There are people who help move. There are people who help maintain the grounds, right, at the office or at the shelter. So there's a number of ways to help. I would say go to the website, and I think it's GWWIC. Google Guelph Wellington Women in Crisis and find out how you can help. So obviously, time, donations, support, all that's important. Invite them for a talk in your organization.
I think that's absolutely terrific. Thank you so much, Dominique, for enlightening us on such a great cause that needs to get more awareness and needs to end some of these statistics. We need to diminish the numbers dramatically. So I appreciate your time.
We all want a safe community, right? And it starts at home.
Absolutely. I think that's great. Thank you so much, Dominique, and hoping that we can improve the community one step at a time. All right.
Thanks so much.
All right. We'll be right back. You're watching Mark Wilson's Bear Used Cars, Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Have you ever thought about just how much politics you speak about just in your own kitchen or in your living room? Or how many important ideas are shared or solutions to some of the world's biggest problems? Well, you're in luck, because I'm inviting some of my friends to come and speak to me about everyday politics, and I'm bringing my living room to you. So join me on Wednesday evenings from 6 until 7 for Everyday Politics with Laura May Lindo.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Just like any other job, to succeed in the NHL, you gotta take care of business.
You need to know how to motivate fellow employees.
Come on, boys! It's important to be goal-oriented.
Assist team members whenever possible. Always put the customer first.
Listen to this builder. This place can't believe what they just saw.
Hey, beats a desk job.
What's wrong with a desk job?
Taking care of business every day.
Welcome back inside the Sleeman Center, getting ready for the second period of play. Storm 3, Spitfires no score. Fun fact for Storm fans, but not so fun fact for the Windsor Spitfires. That's the fourth time this season that the Windsor Spitfires have been held goalless in the opening frame. So the Guelph Storm playing probably their best first period of the season. Let's see the highlights of that opening frame, the 3 goals that the Storm scored. Misha Hapanenko with his 3rd of the season is going to come right here on a bit of a half shot from McLean, rebound to Hapanenko. He goes roof daddy with the backhand to make it 1-0 as you get another look at it from the wide angle. Good look from the left side going right, as there you see Zach Naish just trucking the competition. That truck stick coming in handy from the big 6'7", 205-pounder. And then face-off victory right onto the stick of Charlie Paquette. Good luck, Chuck. 5th goal of the year at 13:48. Will McFadden and Jett Luchanko drawing the helpers on that one for Charlie Paquette. As you see more of the hits coming in here. The trainers are going to get the ice packs aplenty out during that intermission. My goodness. But right here, it is Jett Luchenko turning on the Jets right on over to Ilya Shabinsky. Shabinsky's 4th of the campaign at 18-12. Luchenko with a pair of helpers. Will McFadden a pair of helpers as well, as the Storm go into the second period with a 3-0 lead on the Windsor Spitfires. We'll be back with the out-of-town scoreboard and your second period after this. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Mike Farwell, and I'd like to invite you into this studio every weekday from 9 until 1 for a show that I think you're going to like. It's called The Mike Farwell Show, and it deals with the issues of the day. Local, provincial, national, even international. You'll hear from the newsmakers, and you'll get the chance to make news yourself when you call in and share your opinion. If you want to know what's going on in your community, The Mike Farwell Show is the place to find out.
Jean-Marie! Fire! The neighbor's farm is on fire! It's almost to the road! It's heading for us!
Help me get the animals out of the barn!
The fire's getting closer!
I'm on the horse!
The house is burning!
Get out to the river! Get up!
Can't leave everything! Careful! Don't fall!
Come on! We have to hurry!
Hurry! There's the river! We're going to make it! I can't swim!
Yes, you can!
Hurry! Hurry!
You must get in!
I can't!
Watch out for sparks!
His hair's on fire!
Keep their hair wet!
In May 1870, fires raged along the Saguenay River for more than 150 kilometers, destroying land and lives. One family survived by dousing themselves all night against the searing heat. One family, among the thousands whose resourcefulness and courage shaped the character of this land.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy, or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Welcome back inside the Sleeman Center. There's a look at Michael Newlove as we head for the second period of play. One of 8 games in the Ontario Hockey League tonight. There's your scoreboard. Everything Bagels in Kitchener. Kingston with a 1-0 lead in Niagara. Owen Sound with a 2-1 lead. And in Sudbury, they don't have any gyms, but they got an Artem Gonchar. Gonchar with 2 goals, but Dylan Edwards with a pair of goals as Erie and Sudbury tied at deuces at the Sudbury Community Arena.
The gyms are beauties.
Such beauties.
The gyms are unbelievable. And the Storm have been unbelievable to start this game against a very tough opponent. The Spitfires, you know, they're going to come out guns blazing here. Early opportunity here in the second period, down 3-0 after the first. 2 at even strength, 1 on the power play for the Storm. Hapanenko, Paquette, Shabinski, as Jovanovski will hold tight to that long-range shot.
Well, you take a look at the Windsor Spitfires and the start that they had to this regular season. My goodness. Just unbelievable start to the year. They had a 9-1 record to start the season. And then since then, kind of faltered a little bit, but still relatively good. There's a reason why they're at the top of the Western Conference. We'll get a closer look at that at the next whistle.
Yeah, you look at this team, we talked about it a lot in the first period. I mean, it's just undeniable the depth and the talent here as McKeish tried to get a shot away. Good stick check there by Hapanenko. And Snellgrove sends this the other direction. Snellgrove centering a line tonight between Miedema and Hapanenko, who opened the scoring. This gets rifled in by Top. A lot of depth on this Spitfires team. There's Belchetz on it, our player to watch. Chatted with Isaac Carmichael in our first intermission. Just lots of different styles of players on the team, too. They can attack you in so many ways. You want to get into a run-and-gun game, they can do that and rush the puck all over you. You want to get into a physical battle, Windsor's actually more happy to do that. They love to get into a physical push-around. You want to get into a defensive battle, well, they'll do that, too. I mean, they can take it to you whatever way you want. Didn't go their way in the first period of this one. Is this going to skitter all the way down off a Storm stick for an icing? But they're going to be looking for a big-time turnaround after that opening 20.
Oh, there you see their first 10 and their last 10. This doesn't include their loss to Sault Ste. Marie last night, so just keep that in mind. But you look at that breakdown, outscoring the competition 42-16 in the first 10 games of the year. I mean, my goodness, just unbelievable firepower from this team. Since then, yes, 6-2, 1-1. The goals against has gone way up since then, doubling in the last 10 games. But again, this is a team that still has that firepower. The special teams roughly about the same, though. That's another scary portion of that. Your special teams has been consistent all season long for the Windsor Spitfires.
And this is going to go for icing again. Well, when you're this good, I mean, you can bet that the special teams are likely going to be really good, too. And when you come into a game like this with the third best power play, the first ranked penalty kill, it just goes to show how powerful this team is at all aspects of the game. I mean, it's that old adage what Scotty Bowman used to say, you're never as good as you appear and you're never as bad as you appear. So things ticking down a little bit for Windsor over the last little bit, but they're still the best of the West for a reason.
And if you sign the stick at the hotel room, you're probably going to get a talking to the next morning.
Yeah, that's a good old story from Scotty. Yeah, he's a legend for a reason. Swung up as the Spitfires looking to get that up the wall, turned over, quickly fired, and a good sharp glove stop by Newlove. He's going to hold on tight to that after McLean whipped that in there.
Well, and you think about their size, too, and the way that they're able to push the opposition to the outside. This is a team that is tops in the OHL when it comes to average shots on goal against per game. They're only giving up about 24 shots a game. So you think about this team, they got those big bodies, and they're not afraid to get in front of pucks either. That is a huge testament to that defense.
I love, too, that, the numbers showing there as their goal differential has shrunk a little bit as they're looking for some offense here. Davis in behind, looking to open up some space. It's like, oh, yeah, their game's trended down a bit. They're still 6-2, 1-1. It's like, oh, geez. What a luxury that is. That's your downturn, 6-2, 1-1. Oh, okay. I guess technically 6-3, 1-1 because of that loss that we don't have marked on there from the Sioux. But, I mean, geez, that's the downturn? Okay. I think your Leafs would take that right now, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring that up.
It's okay.
I apologize.
I'm used to it. 1967.
I'm sorry, pal. Two players tangled up in behind the play. That's Frassard, and who's he working over? That's Davis. Frassard, whoa, and then Davis gives him a hard two-hander. Are they going to go? They'll finally separate. Both of them are lucky they didn't take a penalty there, Frassard in particular. And now a breakaway for Greentree. Here he comes. Oh, what a big stop by Jovanovski on one of the league's scariest when it comes to breakaways. Greentree, he's as crafty as they come, and Jovanovski stood his ground. Greentree and his teammates still threatening here. That shot tipped in. What a tip Nesbitt will get a chunk of it and knock it home, and the Spitfires are on the board. It's 3-1.
Nesbitt just whacking away at it right in front of Jovanovski. Changes the direction of this shot. And it's one of the craftier tips you'll ever see as Nesbitt. You'll see him in front of the net. They set up the shot from Brown.
Oh, wow.
Like that was going into the corner before Nesbitt got a stick on it. But Nesbitt instead records goal number 7 of the year.
That's a really impressive tip and great hand-eye coordination. You can see why he was such a high pick of the Philadelphia Flyers. He'll be joining Jett Luchenko there sometime soon. That's amazing. You're right. That's going way wide, and it's in the air still when he hacks it and causes a little bounce that just eludes Jovanovski. I mean, you think that it's going wide, and all of a sudden a little knuckleball comes in at you. That was an awesome tip. And it's got his team on the board. Shabinsky fires. That gets blocked. Spitfires trying to get this out of the zone and continue the comeback. They're down only 2 now. Swung up the wall, Belchetz plays it off, but it's right to Paquette. He'll steer it back into his own zone, trying to escape some pressure. Babin, nearly turns that over. It ends up being a turnover. Belchetz fires, and that's a big glove stop there from Jovanovski. If that one goes in quick succession, all of a sudden this game takes a very different complexion. Stormer offside here still. They got to touch up as they complete a change. Here's Cristoforo. He'll send it in. McFadden there. Will McFadden, the defenseman, 2 assists tonight. As the Storm are trying to fight this out of the zone, McKenzie can't get it out. Held in, down low, off the wall. Gaines tried to siphon that back to the point. It gets hacked out of the zone instead. Back on it first there is Walton. Into the neutral zone, McFadden slows that down. Soares is back to help him. Soares back defensively, stealing that puck off the wall. Good hold in at the line by Walton. Back around to the near side, and McFadden tries to clear it. Won't get it out. Puck's bouncing in some feet. Gaines has it and swings it over across the ice. Nobody there for the Spitfires, though, and this will get knocked back with not enough starch for an icing, so Windsor will play on. That puck gets through Gaines. Battle for it in the neutral zone as Hapanenko spun off a check as Cristoforo tried to step into him. Hapanenko's on this loose puck. He's having a really good game. Brassard nearly turned that over. Now it is a turnover. Belchetz with all kinds of room. Belchetz scores. Oh, my Lord. Filthy from Belchetz. It's 3-2.
The mitts on this kid. The size, the skill, the poise, and it's just a turnover here, a bouncing puck just inside the Windsor blue line. Belchetz isn't really, cherry picking here at all. He's trying to come back into the play, but when that puck is able to go into the neutral zone, he is clear in all alone from the red line in, and a timeout's going to be taken here by Corey Stillman to try to settle his troops down after a beautiful goal from the former first overall pick. Goal number 16 on the season for Ethan Belchetz.
16, it's just outrageous. And I mean, the package that kid has, the hands, the sizes, you can see Corey Stillman not happy with his guys coming into this period with a 3-0 lead, and all of a sudden you've given 2 quick ones back. Nesbitt 7th, Belchetz with 16 on a beautiful ankle-breaking move on the breakaway. This is a message from Corey Stillman. I mean, you had a great 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes. And I'm sure that's part of what he's saying to his guys down there. Hey, guys, there's a whole other 40 left here, and we can't be giving up opportunities like that.
Nope.
And keep in mind, just earlier in this period, Greentree had a breakaway, too, that Jovanovski stopped. Look at this. Oh, my Lord.
The way he's able to have that stutter stop going to the right and immediately cut to the left, that is pro intangibles at its finest. I said it before, and I know a lot of people have said it. He's going top 5. He might be climbing even higher than that.
Size, reach, I mean, it's all there. Paquette trying to drop the shoulder, and he gets handled hard into the end boards, and the Storm weren't very happy with that. And the Storm fans don't like it either. We're playing on. Singh keeping the pressure up, thrown into the middle, batted down there. I think Szczebinski got a chunk of that. It bounces away. Newlove didn't get a good look at that coming in. This is going to deflect off a stick out of play. 13:42. We'll step aside. Spitfires making it interesting on Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Culligan Water has been Guelph Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, water you love.
Rogers TV Community News focuses on what impacts you in and around Waterloo Region and beyond. It's a twice-weekly look at important issues. Rogers TV Community News, Mondays at 5 p.m.
Welcome back to Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV. Stay in tune with the Guelph Storm away from the Sleeman Center. It's the Eye of the Storm podcast hosted by Ryan Drury to keep it closer with the Guelph Storm players, staff, and notable other names in Storm history. Each episode coming out Thursday at 9 a.m. The next episode with Grant Spada. Let's send things back upstairs to Ryan and Mark.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carmichael. Yes, next week, Grant Spada will be on the show. This week, it just came out yesterday, Christopher Soares. Those two are roommates, and I generally do them about a week ahead. So I chatted with Christopher Soares right before that game against London where he got his first 2 career goals. I don't want to say I'm good luck or something, but, and I'll tell you this, if you tune in and listen to that conversation with Soares, what an unbelievable talker. I think he's got a future in media someday. He'll be an analyst.
I think so.
I couldn't believe how engaging he was. Just so much fun to talk to. The kid just loves hockey. A Mercyhurst commit. And we're very happy to have him here in the Royal City. That first goal he scored was unbelievable. Here comes Snellgrove over the line onside. Fired, it's blocked. Hapanenko trying to steer off a defender. Good hard hit there to separate him from the puck. Top using his soccer skills to keep this in the zone. Finally knocked free by a good defensive stick. McFadden chipping that forward. Miedema able to get it back in the zone. Nope. They're going to say that's offside. Snellgrove with too quick a step there. 12:42 to go here in the second.
Grant Spada on the show this week. You have Isaac Carmichael in between the benches during that timeout. I can only imagine what he heard. You saw coming out of the break the scowl from Corey Stillman. Not too thrilled from those last 2 goals against.
And, I'm sure Isaac will maybe be able to tell us later what was said, maybe, because we haven't seen that really here at home. Corey Stillman burning his time out to send a message in the middle of a game, but this is the top team in the West. You had them on the ropes 3-0 after 1. You're letting them back into this game. And I'm sure that was part of his message, like, hey, we gotta get ourselves collected here and have a recovery in the second period. Windsor setting up in their own zone. Handled out here by Kennedy. That gets tipped in by Spellisy. Babin's going to collect here. Swung up the wall. Good hold in there by Cristoforo, pinching in, kicking it in behind. Babin there to try and go the other way. Kennedy tried to pinch in to keep this alive. He does. Puck in a bunch of feet. Kennedy on it. Swung down the wall. Babin with another opportunity to try and get this out. He will. Kennedy with a good cutoff there. They were looking for Paquette. Sent back in, and here's Zach Naish, the youngster, who's laid some thundering body checks in this game. There's been a few of those on either side. Naish tied up behind his netminder. Greentree on it. At the side of the net, Naish taps that away. Szczebinski knocking his man down. Naish can't clear. Greentree there. Nice swing away pass to Woodall. He fires, and Jovanovski will just settle things down. 11:22 to go, and a little bit of an extended chat in the blue paint.
He's getting some ice time here in the second period, and you can see the Spitfires keying in on him, putting that pressure on him, taking away his space in behind the goal. Naish unable to really make that play to the open man. He's got two guys on him, and all of a sudden it turns into a cycle game. Get the puck to the point, get the shot toward the goal.
Well, one thing that's certainly shifted is in the first period, the Storm were the team that were pushing the pace on the rush through the neutral zone. Oh, big hit! Mark Pape got run over. It was Walton again. And Walton's going to step hard into McKenzie. Oh, the Storm run into their own man! Oh, no! Pape tried to come back, and he caught Soares flush and knocked the wind out of him. Oh, man. Hopefully he's all right as he looks to collect himself on the bench. Pape tried to come back, and now he's going to take a penalty for a high stick. And then Pape gets wiped out after. That was a wild sequence. Woodall, they're going to check him for blood. Pape got lit up by Walton. Then Walton stepped into McKenzie at the bench. Pape tried to come back and lay a hit on Walton, and instead, he accidentally blows up his own teammate. And now to make matters worse, Pape's going to go to the box. Watch this. There's the step in. Oh, man. That's a rough sequence. And Soares did not go down the tunnel. He's okay. That's a tough kid down there. But that's not what you want to see. And now the rookie, Mark Pape, is going to sit for two or less on a high stick. Mark, that was a crazy sequence.
Absolutely crazy. You got to make sure the right man is on the train tracks before you go after him.
And Walton, again, just setting a physical tone. Labels Pape, then he steps hard into McKenzie. I mean, he is a tough customer. Now his team's on the power play. Up top, Robinson. Spitfires looking to tie this game. They were trailing 3-0 coming into this period. That shot's blocked. McKenzie pushing it up the ice. McKenzie getting bothered all the way there. McKenzie doing a good job to just push that puck into the zone. Snellgrove causes a turnover. Top's going to waste some time here. That hits Snellgrove in the shoulder. It'll deflect down. Good early penalty killing effort here from the Storm. Windsor 0 for 1 with the man advantage so far tonight. Luchenko, nice steal. Luchenko shorthanded fires. Kick saving a beauty there by Newlove. The Storm had 3 power play opportunities in that very good first period for them. They're 1 for 3. Windsor trying to get things going here and maybe tie this game. Top just leaning into it, trying to absorb the pressure. Frassard, that nearly trickled in front. He'll rip it around the wall. Good hold at the line by Woodall. Cristoforo. Woodall bluffs a shot, walks into a lane, doesn't like it, gives it to Greentree, who's got lots of room. Fired and didn't miss by much. Belchetz siphoned back for Woodall. He does fire loose in front, and that got kicked away off the equipment of Jovanovski. Woodall, under 30 to go on the power play. Greentree walking in, fires good, blocked by Rowan Top. Big battle in front of the net as the Spitfires man knocks Frassard down, and fans are screaming for a call. They're not going to get one. Fires, scores! Beautiful shot from Woodall, and we're going to get a fight after. No, they're going to step in. I can't believe that wasn't a penalty mark. Windsor are going to take it. They tie it on the power play, and somehow Frassard got worked over in front, and that wasn't a penalty, and the fans in here are letting the referees hear it.
This is a battle in front of the net where Frassard ends up going down, gets tied up, he gets back up. Frassard gives him a couple of extra whacks as well. It takes away the eyes of Jovanovski. That puck goes in. It's a 3-3 game, a power play goal. And you can rest assured that that is not the last time that Jack Nesbitt and Eric Frassard will interact in this game.
Windsor are going to take a penalty off that fracas after the goal. Liam Greentree doesn't like it. Nesbitt's going to sit for 2.
Well, he punched him in the face with the glove after the goal. That's what's getting called here. That's going to be a rough all day.
But I think the Storm would have preferred that there was something on the Brassard play that got called. It wasn't. And Woodall walked in and absolutely roofed it. His 4th of the season on the power play, and the Spitfires have come from 3-0 down to tie this game. But Nesbitt's now serving a penalty. Can the Storm power play get going? No. They'll turn it over to Spellacy. Spellacy walking in, and he couldn't get the shot away. And the Windsor bench are all standing. They wanted a hooking call there. They're not going to get it. Spellacy, that was a miscommunication to let him come charging in. Boy, the Storm are playing with fire in this second period, let me tell you. And Corey Stillman's used his timeout. Walton swung over. Exit lane here. Sent down, Singh will knock it down. Guelph trying to get this power play going. McLean. Leave it for Singh. Up quick for Hapanenko. Wysick into the middle, fired in, that got blocked. Belchetz well in the way of that, and the Spitfires clear. Jovanovski way out to play this. That gets through Hapanenko though. Here comes Belchetz shorthanded. Storm not doing themselves any favors with this man advantage right now. They got to get something down the ice. Newlove hasn't seen a shot yet.
They got to communicate out there. This power play is all out of sorts.
Luchenko stretch feed. That eludes Paquette. He got a little chunk of it, so it won't be icing. Spitfires quickly take it away, though, and they're going to go the other direction. Here's McKeish. He shakes wide. McKeish in behind. McFadden doing a good job on him. There's 25 and ticking left here on this man advantage that they haven't really even established the zone yet, let alone a shot. Luchenko, nifty feed to the wing. Paquette, siphon that back. McFadden fires, rebounds there. 10 seconds left on this man advantage. Luchenko trying to get something out of it. McFadden at the point. Through the seam, fires, scores! What a shot from Shabinski! 4-3 Storm!
Opening it up on the power play. Good passing inside the offensive zone. It took them a little bit to establish the zone here, but once they did, move the puck around, quick tic-tac-toe, McFadden right onto the stick of Ilya Shabinski. He's not able to really elevate the puck, but he didn't need to there. His second of the game, and the Storm retake the lead.
Shabinski's second of the game, 5th of the season, second power play goal tonight. There was 1 second left on the power play. So the Storm are 2 for 4 now and suddenly have a lead back. This will be icing. So right after Windsor scored on the power play to tie it, they take a penalty after scoring that goal. And the Storm take the lead right back. And ladies and gentlemen, William McFadden, the defenseman, 3 assists.
It's not too shabby, not too shabby. I wanted to bring this up real quick. Jett Luchanko, since coming back before tonight's game, 0 for 19 on the power play. They got a couple now.
They got a couple. That's something to feel good about, as Jovanovski will cover that up and hold on. 6:43 to go here in the second in what has certainly become a chippy game. Big hits, nice goals, power plays. There's been a little bit of everything tonight so far. These two are just trading blows right now. 3-0 Guelph. Windsor screams back to tie. Guelph take it right back. Jeez, this is an unbelievable contest here on a Friday night.
The league picked a good one to put into their Friday night face-off.
Yes, we appreciate everybody watching us on Rogers TV and, of course, on FloHockey, the Friday night face-off here. Appreciate all the viewers. Myself, Ryan Drury, Mark Perry, Isaac Carmichael at ice level, our entire Rogers TV technical crew led by the great Ryan Manahan. We appreciate our technical crew as always, and a Windsor player spilled right off the draw. And that might have been a missed high stick. Guelph charging in after it, as that's Davis way up the ice. He wanted to pass. pass, and he is not happy with the officials. Frassard will take this. We'll have to get a look at that when we see a whistle, but Davis went down right off the draw, and I think he caught a piece of lumber there. Or graphite, should I rather say. Sticks aren't wood anymore, are they?
No, not at all.
No.
Too expensive.
Too expensive, yeah. Storm trying to add to the lead. Serlin with a toe drag, knocked away from him. Greentree up the ice. That's through everybody, though. Just icing. Davis is going to turn. He's confused as to why that's icing, and I kind of am too.
Well, he beat everybody to the hash marks just on the far side there, away from everybody.
He's still giving it to the official, like, hey, I got chopped there. And now Cristoforo's having a chat with the officials too, saying, hey, you guys missed some stuff there. And they may have a case. Davis went right down, like he went down in pain and was laying there for a couple seconds before he eventually got up. He's going to take this draw. He was not happy. And neither was the Windsor bench. That's knocked down. That's a hand pass against the Storm. We will step aside. 5:54 left here in the second on Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Welcome back inside the Sleeman Center. There you see big Liam Greentree. He's already got a helper in tonight's game, so now up to 277. 3 points away from Taylor Hall, climbing into 6th spot on the all-time points list for the Windsor Spitfires.
Pretty incredible stuff, and incredible names to be associated with, too, as losing his stick off that draw was Kennedy, and he motioned to the official like, hey, went and got a new twig. Incredible for Greentree, who everybody knows how good of a player he is. If you don't, I don't know how you couldn't watching this league over the last number of years. The LA Kings thrilled to have him in their system.
Well, he's gonna pass Ryan Ellis for second by the end of the year with his point production.
I think that's a pretty safe bet, yeah. Although I think it's also a safe bet that Billy Bowler's record is not going anywhere.
No. He's sitting up pretty comfortably in the penthouse.
Singh with a ripper. That's a nice block. Belchetz got in the way of that. And he tries to clear the zone. Good soccer skills from Singh there to hold it in. Nice play off the wall from Wysick. Gets a return feed. Wysick finds Frassard, fires, and that's a great stop from New Love. Frassard looking for his first career goal. Nearly found it. And now we've got a spirited chat after that whistle.
And Frassard has been really getting into the middle of it with this particular group for the Windsor Spitfires, the Belchetz, Netsbit, Greentree line. He's been matching up with them all night, and he has just been giving them all kinds of conversation on the ice that we probably can't repeat on the air. But you really like to see that snarl from Frassard. I mean, he's been bouncing up and down in the midst of this top six, working with Singh here tonight. And right there, you see that presence. Again, hasn't scored an OHL goal yet, but he brings so much more to the table and just trying to get under some skin.
Well, and him and Belchetz were having a lengthy conversation on both their ways to the bench just there. And Frassard, a 17-year-old kid who's got some size. I mean, he's not backing down from anybody. And you're right, they're matching him up with that top line quite a bit as Jovanovski will shuffle this to Babin, who's got some time to make a decision here. He'll skate it out from behind his netminder. Patrick Babin, he'll get the line. stand his man up too as he sends it in. Shabinski down low. That did not get through. It was cut off on the feed through to Luchenko. Good play, and then Luchenko just about picked the pocket of the man who took it from him. That was Brown. And now it's sent down the ice here. Babin's going to get ahead of Spellacy, and that'll be icing. 4:45 left here in the second period, and been a wild one. Topsy-turvy for Guelph. They had to take a timeout at 3-2. Corey Stillman not happy with the effort to start this period, only to see Windsor tie it. Now Guelph taking the lead right back. This game is, wow.
Oh, second period of horrors rears its ugly head again for the Guelph Storm here tonight. 3 goals against, but give them some credit. They still have the lead here.
They have struggled in the middle frame all season so far, but they continue to battle. And McKenzie out there doing it now. At the point, Singh stopping up, firing, waiting for a screen to get there. Soares trying to take the eyes away, and that hit him. McKenzie continuing to battle down low. Brown doing a good job to just wrestle him down. Pape in there trying to help dig it free. Puck's not moving right now. Now McKenzie's back up, and the puck will jostle free from underneath his knee pad, and he'll send it back to the point. That skips away from Frassard. He's got to be careful, and he was. Back in, McKenzie able to push that forward for Soares. Teammates changing, Soares absorbing some physicality there, and he gets knocked down. Storm trying to cause a turnover. They can't. Lemieux will dart away with it instead. Here comes Lemieux over the line. Nice play into Spellacy. He peels away from some defenders with control. Nice feedback, finds Hicks, fires through traffic. Jovanovski got a stick on it. Spitfires still cycling away here. Trying to tie the game again. Hard hit in behind, and the Spitfires player's down. Stuff attempt there. Jovanovski on it, and he'll freeze it. Who is that down behind the net? Is that Lemieux? It is. And he looks to be no worse for wear, but he went down hard, and the Spitfires weren't happy with that either.
No, they come down the ice with some speed. This second line with Lemieux, Spellacy, and Cole Davis, and there you see the extra body. Belchetz really gets in there.
I think Singh's stick was kind of up near his chin there as Lemieux fell down, and there have been a couple of sticks missed, and the Spitfires have been making sure that they let the officials know, and that might have been another instance of that. It looked like Singh's stick was kind of up in a danger zone there. Back to Greentree, rips it right off the draw, didn't miss by much, rockets it over the net. Still digging away down low. Greentree throwing it to the front, dangerously rolling, and Jovanovski once again there to settle things down with 3:16 to go.
Well, that's a rare face-off win for the Windsor Spitfires, as the Guelph Storm have really overall been owning the face-off dot here tonight. They take the opportunity and get a good chance at net this time around. By the way, Jett Luchanko, 12 for 15 tonight on the draw.
Yeah, you think maybe some work with Sean Couturier up at the top level maybe helped him out? Yeah,
I think so.
Couturier, Konechny, some guys that can do some damage in the dot up there in Philly. Luchenko, nifty drop feed for Snellgrove. Snellgrove trying to give it back to Luchenko. That will bounce through. Paquette up top. Frassard. He'll swing it in behind. Kennedy getting there first. Knocked it ahead. Paquette there to hold. He dumps it down low. Cristoforo's got lots of room. Sent up the wing, Greentree on it. Poked through Frassard. We got a battle for it here off the wall in front of the penalty boxes, and it will drift over in front of the Storm bench. Davis there first. Quick up for Greentree. He'll tip it in deep and get off for a change. Frassard. That gets through McLean, didn't see it coming. Now it's bouncing up top, and it will be knocked down by the Spitfires, given right to Miedema, though. Miedema trying to shake his way through some defenders, can't quite pull the move off. Babin avoids a big hit from Hicks, who had him lined up, and he managed to shake out of the way of that. Singh with a good step-up poke check. Siphon forward for Miedema. Tried to get fancy with it there, and Serlin didn't see that coming, and here comes Nesbitt. Trying to go through the seam there, couldn't connect. Singh out of the corner. That gets poked through Woodall, and resetting with it here is Brocklehurst. Quick up, finds Belchetz. Kicked out of his feet. Brocklehurst stepped into there by McKenzie, who lost his footing, and now jumping on it, here's Woodall. He bluffs a shot, and now McKenzie hard charging down the wing. Hunter McKenzie peeling up, waiting for reinforcements. Top rips one. That's blocked right off the knee. That one stung. That one shot in and sticked out smartly there by Newlove, as that caught a man in an awkward spot. That was Nesbitt. And that was a real smart play by Newlove to tip that up into the netting and ensure that his teammate who got stung could get off.
Yeah, he stays on. That could be big trouble. They cycle the puck around.
Ouch.
Nesbitt. Oh. No doubt about that one.
That's a really smart play by the goaltender. Something that might not, be noticed by a lot of people. Newlove can see that he's got a guy in front of him who just took a real hard shot off the equipment there and stung him, and he tips that up into the netting to make sure, hey, let's get that guy to the bench. Spitfires knock this into the zone. McKeish, good drop feed back into space. Rebounds there, scores! The Spitfires have tied it again. Robinson bangs home the loose change, and that's his first career goal. Robinson has tied it. It's his first in the league, and the Spitfires are back in business.
Oh, it's the old saying, if you want pizza, go to the pizza parlor. You want goals, you go to the front of the net. As you see the transition from the corner, bit of a giveaway by the Storm, really, and on the backhand with Jovanovski out of position, Robinson is able to deposit the biscuit to tie this game at 4.
So he'll knock that in.
Unless they're giving it to Lemieux.
We'll get the official word on it. It looked like Lemieux was celebrating. It sure looked live like Robinson banged that in. So we'll just wait to confirm that. Either way, the Spitfires are taking it. They are tied again. They've come back twice now. Yeah, they're giving it to Lemieux. We'll have to have another look at it, so it's going to be Lemieux's goal for now. Paquette, he walks in and fires. That's blocked by Kennedy off the side of the net, and Newlove will hold on to that. Let's see if we can get another look at the goal here. So McKeish is going to get a helper on it. Let's see it here. There's Lemieux with it. He chips it in, and oh, you know what? It looked like Robinson swung at that and got it, but Lemieux's stick blade is actually in front of his there. And that's what fooled us. So pardon us. Robinson will have to continue to wait for his first career goal.
But you like the intangibles there, going to the right area to try to score goals. He picks up the apple on that. Won't be too much longer before he is able to hit the score sheet with a goal with that kind of nose for the net.
It sure looked live like it was him, because you saw it there on the replay. He pushes toward it on that rebound. Jovanovski made the initial stop. It's loose there. He goes to swing at it, but Lemieux gets his stick in front of it and swipes it through, so he collects his own rebound, and it's actually his 8th of the year. Unfortunately, not Robinson's first. So he will continue to wait for that. Boy, that trick of the eye, man, that really fooled us. But the Spitfires don't care. They're tied up again. And they are going to head to the room, all knotted up after trailing after 23-0. The Spitfires have come screaming back, and we got a 4-all hockey game after 40 minutes, and now it's the Storm's turn to try and draw something up on the drawing board in the intermission. Speaking of the intermission, our own Isaac Carmichael will chat with Leo Serlin of the Guelph Storm after the break here on Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business.
Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
What's Up Stratford is a monthly look at what's happening in and around Stratford. Host Peter Moranger talks to a variety of guests, from politicians to artists. What's Up Stratford, Sundays at 3:30 p.m.
Just like any other job, to succeed in the NHL, you gotta take care of business.
You need to know how to motivate fellow employees.
Come on, boys! It's important to be goal-oriented.
Assist team members whenever possible. Always put the customer first.
Listen to this building. This place can't believe what they just saw.
Hey, beats a desk job.
What's wrong with a desk job?
Have you ever thought about just how much politics you speak about just in your own kitchen or in your living room? Or how many important ideas are shared or solutions to some of the world's biggest problems? Well, you're in luck, because I'm inviting some of my friends to come and speak to me about everyday politics, and I'm bringing my living room to you. So join me on Wednesday evenings from 6 until 7 for Everyday Politics with Laura May Lindo.
A great opening period for the Guelph Storm. A little bit of a back and forth second. How did you evaluate the middle 20 here that just transpired?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we had a good start, and they're a good team over there. So we were expecting them to come out hot, and obviously they did. And it was good that we could get one back. And you know, we're lucky to be tied against a really good team right now. And I think we're going to come out really good in the third period and hopefully get one back.
Corey Stillman called timeout after that second Windsor goal. What was the message on the bench over that 30-second span?
Yeah, just to play our game. They're a run and gun team, and I mean, if we can settle them down, we can play systematic hockey and, you know, play in their zone and be solid in the D zone and kind of stop their speed. That's when we play our best. So kind of get in front of guys, move our feet, and play simple.
A tough season last year for you offensively. You're putting up numbers again here in your third season here in Guelph. What work did you put in the off season to improve your game to that next level?
I mean, just the same thing. I mean, I've always been putting in the work in the off season for like the last 5 years, and I mean, consistency is a big thing, and obviously confidence is a big thing for me too. So just coming in as an older guy, better relationship with my coaches, really good team around me as well, and I mean, hopefully we can keep it up offensively. I think we've been scoring more goals than last year, so yeah.
Some people here in the Guelph Storm say that you're the best dressed player on this roster. I got to ask you, is it because it's a low bar set by the other players, or do you take pride in how you dress up here on game day?
No, I take pride in it. I set the bar high, and I give a shout out to my mom. She's dressed me well since I was a kid, and she still dresses me well. We still go shopping together in the summer, so fortunate to be from Toronto and have a lot of nice places to go shop in the summer, so yeah, I take pride in it, and we got some other well-dressed guys on the team, so yeah.
Well, good to know the effort's paying off and people are starting to notice. Best of luck there in the third period, Leo.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. You're watching Mark Wilson's Rare Used Cars, Guelph Storm Hockey.
Send them home. Get rid of them. Gentlemen, please. And so, this organ, which I regret I cannot name because of the presence of these members of the weaker sex, who, although they are married, could not possibly endure...
Get them out. Patience, Ginny. Patience.
Get them out!
Dr. McFarlane!
Mrs. Trout.
There's no place for women in a medical school.
Get them out!
If you do not bring this classroom under control, I am going to repeat every word of this disgusting lecture to your charming wife.
My friend Jenny Trout was not the only woman to face this kind of thing in medical school. But she would become the first woman licensed to practice medicine in Canada.
My name is Aaron from Monster Heat on YouTube, and if you love extreme challenges like I do, then you'll get to witness some of this. See, over here at Monster Heat, we do it all, and you can watch it all on Rogers TV.
Rogers TV Community News focuses on what impacts you in and around Waterloo Region and beyond. It's a twice-weekly look at important issues.
Rogers TV Community News, Mondays at 5 p.m.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Welcome back to Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey here on Rogers TV. Well, we're getting hungry for ice cream because it is 4-4 after 2 periods of play here at the Sleeman Center, Windsor and Guelph, after the Storm had a 3-0 lead through 20 minutes. A comeback from the Spitfires. They made it 3-3. Couple of goals traded back and forth, and here we are. Let's take a look at the highlights from all of that scoring in that middle stanza. At 3:15, unassisted, it's Jack Nesbitt who will get credit after a breakaway. You saw that first breakaway from Liam Greentree, and actually Nesbitt with the tip in. My apologies. A great redirect there. Here's the breakaway, and it's Ethan Belchetz just undressing Zach Jovanovski, an ankle breaker of a goal to make it 3-2. Carson Woodall would tie the game here at 3 after a big battle right in front of the net. You'll see Woodall with the shot, puts it in, some fisticuffs come. Nesbitt would actually draw a penalty right there. That left hand is what draws him the penalty, and on the ensuing power play, it's Ilya Shabinsky. One-timer, Cheddar, 4-3 for the Storm. Will McFadden and Jett Luchanko draw the helpers, each of them with 3 assists tonight. But then right there, we thought it was Andrew Robinson's first career OHL goal. It's J.C. Lemieux instead with his 8th of the year at 18:55. And that's where we sit. 4-4 after 2. There you see the shots on goal, 22-19 in favor of the Spitfires. As we go to break, when we come back, a refreshed announcement from the Ontario Hockey League. The in-person draft is back. Myself and Isaac Carmichael will have that conversation here at the Sleeman Center on the other side.
Hi, I'm Mike Farwell, and I'd like to invite you into this studio every weekday from 9 until 1 for a show that I think you're going to like. It's called The Mike Farwell Show, and it deals with the issues of the day. Local, provincial, national, even international. You'll hear from the newsmakers, and you'll get the chance to make news yourself when you call in and share your opinion. If you want to know what's going on in your community, The Mike Farwell Show is the place to find out.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
No, Frank, don't carry it. Dribble it. Dribble it. Frank, dribble it. Frank, shoot.
Is this some kind of Canadian joke, sir? I mean, I know you're the instructor and everything, but we can't carry the ball. How can we get a decent shot at the peach basket?
All right. Maybe we can allow a carry of a couple of steps.
And Mr. Naismith, sir, it sure slows things down having to climb up here every time.
Well, then let's cut the bottom out of the basket.
Ah, but I need these baskets back.
100 years after James Naismith from Almont, Ontario invented it,
basketball was being played by hundreds of millions of people around the world.
The Quintessence Coalition brings you immersive experiences and conscious collaborations from artists across the country. Don't miss the sights, sounds, and spirits of the Quintessence Coalition. Saturdays at 8:30 p.m.
Welcome back to Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars, Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV. Once again, we're back with the Thorn Between Two Roses here segment in the second intermission, and some big news happened and was released yesterday afternoon. It was the Kingston hosting the first in-person OHL draft in a while. And Mark, also let's note on the dates as well, getting pushed back a little bit into the summer.
Yeah, I mean, beforehand it was in April, now pushed into mid-June. It gives a little bit more opportunity for some scouts to really kind of, key in on video. Obviously, it still happens after the OHL Cup at the end of the day, but give scouts a little bit more time to really evaluate these guys based on what they are able to do on the ice, and maybe have some extra conversations with them to see what kind of player they are off the ice as well. So I think the timing of it alone is pretty nice. On the other side of it, NHL decides to decentralize the draft, OHL going the other way. Maybe this sets an example for the NHL to say, hey, maybe it wasn't a great idea to decentralize.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, for the NHL to do it, I can't stand it. It just takes away from it feeling like an event, a real showcase for your league, and especially when you have so much great young talent that you're drafting into that league, let alone the NHL, this league. There's so many kids, they dream about making it here, and it just feels like an event, and it's a great thing for a city to host. Like, you watch every year, like the NFL draft, it is such a party. It's a real great thing for the city, and I think that this is going to be a great thing for the Limestone City. They'll be blaring the hip in there, as they should. It'll be great. I like the idea of a league sharing what's special about it, and that's the players, and having it be an event. So I'm in full support of what Brian Crawford and the league did on Thursday.
I mean, we saw this last season. People get drafted and their name just pops up, their picture pops up on the screen. Mark McKelvey might have interviewed one or two players that headline the draft, but just a little bit anticlimactic when the player wasn't able to come up, shake someone's hand, wear their jersey. I mean, isn't that part of the draft experience?
Well, and one thing that I can think of as well, and I think this also plays into the fact with the dates, you remember Jaco Wyzek getting drafted by the Guelph Storm last year. He was still playing Junior A. Yeah. He was still playing on the ice.
He was in a playoff game that night.
Yeah, he couldn't appear because he was playing. So he had an interview, I guess, before the game, and it was a pre-tape knowing where he was going to end up going. Gets his reaction that way. But I think this also kind of plays into the dates as well, because the Junior A calendar is what it is. You move it now into June, and so even those high caliber picks that are getting called up from the midget level after the OHL Cup, that are being affiliate players in Junior A, Junior B, looking for a Centennial Cup championship, they can now still go to this event in Kingston and hear their name called live and in real time.
Yeah, I think it's special. You said it, Isaac. It is part of the draft experience, or at least it should be. And I mean, the OHL hasn't been able to do this in a while. I believe this is the first time since 2000 that they're going to do this, and it's great. And I think you're right, Mark. I mean, the NHL should take a page out of this and bring the draft back and have it in different cities. And it's great when you can move it around to Montreal and Philly and Minnesota and, go to different markets. Like Vegas, I don't know what that really does for anybody other than if you get drafted by the Golden Knights, which is great. But I just really feel like it's on the table for them. The money's there. That's not an issue. They should be doing it too. Again, full marks to the OHL for doing this. I think it's great.
Yeah,
just for the people that are watching that might not be familiar with the whole draft concept, the decentralization is happening this upcoming year. So yes, you've seen it in person the last couple of years. The NHL has moved to make it decentralized this year, but I think it might be a one and done after what we see with the OHL and just the response that they're going to be getting, and quite frankly, the response they've already got.
Do the right thing, Gary.
Do the right thing.
Gary.
We know that Gary always does the right thing for the NHL, but
Okay.
I think it's great. I mean, and you know, we don't want to take for granted the OHL draft. Some of these guys will get drafted to the NHL at some point, but this is the highest quality of hockey some players would get drafted to. So we don't want to take away from that experience that other players might be able to get down the line when they go to the NHL as well.
No, I completely agree. You said it, Isaac, and that's the most important thing. It should be about celebrating the players, having a moment for their families, and I'm glad the OHL's doing this.
It should be a great look here in mid-June in Kingston. All off fun for the OHL draft. A lot coming up over the rest of this season before we get there. Maybe some Guelph Storm playoffs mixed in as well. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on this chat. Lots more to come. You're watching Mark Wilson's Very Used Cars, Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
Just like any other job, to succeed in the NHL, you gotta take care of business.
You need to know how to motivate fellow employees. Come on, boys! It's important to be goal-oriented.
Assist team members whenever possible. Always put the customer first.
Listen to this builder. This ones can't believe what they just saw.
Hey, beats a desk job.
What's wrong with a desk job?
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Saul, toast is burning.
Toast is not.
Every time she has a seizure, she smells something burning. Now, if we can provoke that smell by probing the surface of the brain, we'll find the source of the seizures. Mrs. Gold, do you feel anything?
I can see the most wonderful lights.
And now what do you feel?
Did you pour cold water on my hand, Dr. Penfield?
Now what?
Oh,
What is it, Mrs. Gold?
burnt toast. Dr. Penfield, I can smell burnt toast. Dr. Wilder Penfield. He cured my seizures and hundreds more. They say he drew the roadmap of the human brain. We just called him the greatest Canadian alive.
Welcome back inside the Sleeman Center, getting ready for the third period of play. One of a handful of hockey games here on a Friday night in the Ontario Hockey League. There you see it on the board right there. Brampton with a 2-0 lead on the Oshawa Generals. A battle of a pair of struggling teams. Oshawa losers of 7 straight. Brampton's lost 5 of 6. Flint and Brantford 2-0. A pair of teams that are red hot as of late. And how about this? Sault Ste. Marie in Kitchener. Chase Reed, 2 goals and a helper as the Greyhounds have a 3-0 lead on the Kitchener Rangers.
And the Rangers, they are going to be in this building tomorrow evening. 7 o'clock puck drop on a Saturday night at the Slee Show. So if that score continues to hold, they're going to be coming in here. Ornery, big rebound sitting there for Paquette from the shot off the stick of Shabinski, who's on hat-trick watch. That was a good early chance for the Storm. And again, Mark, I think that it's been a tale of 2 very different periods. Dominant first 3-0 lead for the Storm. Second period, Spitfires come roaring back, tied at 3, only to see Guelph retake the lead quickly at 4. They tie it again. And Corey Stillman was not very happy looking when he left the bench at the end of the middle frame. So I'm sure the message to his group was, let's screw it on straight here and get a little more stout defensively. And that's easier said than done against the top team in the conference. We got a delayed call coming here, and it's against the Storm. So Corey Stillman's not going to love that. And finally touching up is Miedema. What's the call going to be? It's a hook. So the Spitfires are going to go to their third power play. They're 1 for 2, and they're leading Snellgrove over to the sin bin. So 18:52 left in regulation, and the Spitfires are going to have an opportunity to take their first lead of the night.
And that's big. That's Snellgrove, one of the best face-off men in the league. Plays in these kinds of situations. That is a big loss to have in the penalty box here for 2 or less. Storm's got to really screw it on here on the PK.
Storm working with the 8th-ranked penalty kill. Windsor with the 3rd best power play on the OHL circuit. Nesbitt up top, Woodall handling, firing, looking for a tip. It'll drift wide. McKenzie reverse hit on his man. Can they get it out? No. Belchetz with a nifty move to hold serve. Nesbitt filtered it toward the front. Nobody there. Out of the corner, Greentree back to Woodall with a good handle on the line. Back over for the captain. They will interchange. Greentree way up top. Fired, that's blocked off the boot of McKenzie. Woodall resetting things up high. Walking, Woodall through the seam, nice feed, bouncing wide as it was knocked down by the mid of Cristoforo. He gets hit hard by Top. Chance is opening up here for Windsor. Good cutoff there by Singh. Woodall back up top, resetting things. Through the seam, Belchetz, lots of room, fires, that's blocked. Singh got a piece of that too. Storm can't clear. Good hold again by Woodall. Keeping the pressure on. These penalty killers are tired. Woodall through the top of the crease. Couldn't find a connection. Still threatening. Greentree through the seam. Odd angle shot. Shanked high and wide by Nesbitt. Still the Spitfires. Greentree on a toe drag and rip. And that mercifully will deflect out of the zone for the first time on the power play. That was a lengthy minute and a half of control for the Spitfires. They've still got 24 seconds left on the man advantage. Greentree still out there. Nice poke check there by Paquette. Luchenko jumping on this shorthanded. Luchenko scores! The Royal City Jett in full flight. 5-4 Storm.
He found the runway. He turned on the Jets, speeding past the defender, who had no chance on this with the amount of speed Jett Luchenko has. Unbelievable job here as he pokes it by Robinson. And that right there is that pro intangible. Not only does he have the speed, he gets the step on Robinson, but you look at the way he protects the puck. Keeps it in front of him, keeps control of it, settles the puck down all at the same time too, and gets it over the glove of Newlove to make it 5-4. A shorty for the Royal City Jett, and a beauty at that.
His second of the year, and you insert a kid like that back into this lineup, he is a game changer. And there's not a lot of those to be found at any level of hockey. A guy that can completely change a game with a couple strides. And I said it earlier in this game, I don't know if there's a better skater in this league, and I'm talking pure skating ability, than Jett Luchenko. You talked about the puck protection there. It's him using those edges, Mark. That was something special. The Royal City Jett. I'm not trying to get back on the show, but Steve Dangle, he might want to mark that one down too. That was special.
Well, he's probably watching. It's free tonight, so.
He very well could be. Turned over here. Davis with a hard charge down the wing. Davis waiting for someone to go to the front. He'll peel back instead. Siphoned up top. That's fired, not very wide either. McFadden settling this back on the point. Will McFadden jumping into the D-core tonight, with the Storm being a little short-handed. Beauchene out, Jenkin out, Spada out. And so McFadden joining Zach Naish, the call-up on the back end. 3 assists for Will McFadden. Ho-hum.
Not too bad.
No big deal. Storm with another lead, 5-4, courtesy of the short-handed gem from Jett Luchenko. And we will see. Can the Spitfires punch back and tie it for a third time? Or can the Storm maintain this lead? We're going to find out in 15 and a half minutes left in regulation, maybe more, as Greentree tried to step around Hapanenko, who got a chunk of the puck. That forces Windsor to reset. They're going to get it in deep here, and they're going to call this icing. 15-15 to go. They're going to bring it all the way down, and what a wild turn of events at the start of this period, Mark. Guelph goes short-handed, and the Royal City Jet says, boys, follow me.
Yep. And that's what a leader does. It's why he wears a letter. There's a reason why he's back into the co-captaincy here with the Guelph Storm organization. This is a guy that leads by example. Not much of a talker, but he does all of his talking on the ice.
Leaning in for an offensive zone draw here. This Luchenko, Shabinsky, Paquette line has been real effective tonight. And Luchenko all tied up, losing a glove as he and Nesbitt, future Philly Flyer teammates, they are all tied up. Luchenko lost his footing a little, but gets it back. Peeling back, looking for support. Nice feed into the middle. Paquette! Rebounds there. Shabinsky! Oh, what a stop! New Love with absolute larceny on Shabinsky on a hat trick. Oh my goodness. That might be one of the saves of the year. Shabinsky took an extra little second, and New Love came in and absolutely robbed him. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. What a save.
Put yourself in the right place at the right time. There's the 10-beller.
That was unbelievable. New Love with an absolute stunner. Better than your old Love.
Yep.
How about that?
Making new glove out of nothing at all.
That was crazy. Here's Spellacy the other way. Can Windsor get a spark from that? He fires just wide. Rebounds there. McLean poked it away. Nice feed in for Serlin, and he will carry up. Serlin charging down the wing. He turns it over to Hicks. Good stick check. He gets blown up. Another big hit in this contest. That was McKenzie stepping hard into him. Windsor in transition. Spellacy shaking to the outsider. On McFadden trying to pick the corner. That's high and wide. Serlin able to get this out. Pape trying to give chase here. Knocked away from him and handling in his own zone there across the ice is Harvey. Quick up, finds Harvey. He'll come charging down the wing. Thrown to the front, kicked aside there by Jovanovski, and the Storm are on it defensively. Up the ice, chipped in by Pape. Just over 13 left in regulation. We still haven't hit a whistle yet to get a chance to look at that save from New Love on Shabinsky. That would have been a hat trick if he had to tap that in. Man, oh man, what a highlight reel stop. Chipped ahead, Wysick trying to skate into this. He'll get on it, keeps his footing. Knocked in for Swords. Wysick. Across the seam, Babin with a hard heater, rebound loose, and New Love's got that. And we'll step aside. 12:44 to go, Storm in the lead on Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Culligan Water has been Guelph Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, water you love.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome back to the Sleeman Center. Well, I'm not here to tell the OHL how to do their job, but right there, Michael Newlove, if you can find a better save of the night in the OHL tonight, speechless. Wow. Unbelievable.
Wow, wow, wow. That is incredible stuff. New Love just laying out, doing all he can, going full Tim Thomas to keep that thing out on Shabinsky again. That would have been a hat trick. for Shabinski, and Newlove said, no, keep your hats on, with a stunning save. And I'll tell you what, the OHL, they shared a video recently of how they get the video reviews done from the league video review room. They do an awesome job there, and the highlights that get put together around the league, it's amazing. There's so many talented people around the league making that happen. I can tell you right now, that's going to be on the highlight reel tonight. That was unreal from Newlove, and he keeps this game tight. He keeps this at 5-4. That one goes in at 6-4. The hill's a little taller for you on the road. That is a stunning save, and you're going to have to keep that one marked down. Remember that if Windsor's able to come back and maybe even not only potentially go to overtime maybe and get at least a point out of it, if they win this game, you're going to look back and say that save right there was the turning point.
Well, we always talk about shots against being number one in the OHL for this Windsor Spitfires team. They're a top 5 team overall in defense. Their 2 goaltenders have been doing the job.
Again.
Yes,
let's see this again.
Look at the sprawl.
Kick save, toe save. So there's 2 saves already on this sequence. Oh.
And that is what they teach you with goaltending. If you're out of position and you see that, just put your body in front.
Get long, get something in front of it. And he did. Man, that's special. That'll live on his highlight reel for the rest of his life. That is special stuff, Mr. Newlove. Might have some more work to do here as the Storm looked up the pressure and try and get a multi-goal lead back. They led 3-0 after the first. Floated in there, that's wide, looking for a tip. Green Tree back to the point, Top holds it in, bouncing around in front. The defenders are on that. They're looking for a home run feed, and they're not going to find one. It's offside. They had Harvey way up there, and a good diving effort in the neutral zone cut that off. Both teams finishing up some changes here with just under 11 minutes left in regulation. Top to start things from his own end zone. Chipped in and going after this McKenzie. That was too far behind the line for the linesman's liking for McLean, and they're going to bring this all the way back.
Well, 10:44 to go, and you think back to that Michael Newlove save when he gets drafted into the National Hockey League, because remember, he's a C prospect from the preliminary rankings. You'll probably hear his name called in June. That is going to be something that's played.
Rebound there, and Jovanovski off that shot from the draw, he will just collapse on that. You're right, Mark, that's the type of stuff that scouts are looking for. What kind of ability do you have as a netminder? What's your athleticism look like? How do you handle rebounds? How do you recover from rebounds? And again, he makes that first save on a hard wrister from Paquette, who has scored in this game. Paquette gets another whack, and he makes the toe save. I mean, the 1-2-3 sequence of saves there is as good as you're going to see in this league. That was unreal. And he's keeping his team in this thing. And to do that after giving up the shorty to Luchenko, you know, a lot of guys would maybe hang their head a little bit. He goes right back to war. Unbelievable effort by Newlove. I just can't say enough about how good that sequence of saves is. Wow. Here's Singh. Fired up quickly, good clean pass, finds Snellgrove. He's over the line. Snellgrove tried to make a nifty move as he saw Hicks lost his footing and couldn't quite pull it off. Singh, quick up feed, landing. Luchenko trying to drag that through his feet. He'll knock it into the zone, but has to touch up. McLaughlin. He'll carry with room down the wing. Ripped around as his teammates complete a change. Windsor just trying to keep this alive. Someone's lost a glove. It's a Spitfire fired in there just high and wide by Belchetz. And that's up and out of play with 9:44 to go.
So you look at this battle between the 2 Philadelphia Flyers first-round picks. Again, Jett Luchenko probably has the advantage. Jack Nesbitt, we were saying his name, you know, relatively often in the first 40. You haven't really seen him too much here in this third period. You need him to have a big third here to try to catch up.
Having a heck of a season. 17 points in 15 contests coming into tonight. Big, rangy kid with great hands, and the 2 future Flyers will face off for this draw. Luchenko sets first, tries to knock it to the wall. The Storm trying to get possession. Belchetz lost his stick in McFadden's feet. That's off the glass. Nesbitt using his size to keep that puck down. But the Storm will get it and send it the other way. Paquette, that off his feet, couldn't handle that. Nesbitt throws it over to Kennedy. That will get chipped in deep. Top racing back to get there. He'll absorb a hit. Swinging it around. Paquette high, lifter out of the zone. Is it going to die enough? No. It's icing, and then Shabinski absorbs a little reverse hit. He wants to skate away, and the Spitfires player not letting him go, and they'll get them separated. That was Kennedy.
Yeah, the overager trying to get in to the young gun there, Shabinski, who's had a really good game here as well. Again,
he's been awesome.
You put him in to a situation like this, and some of these younger kids, they might buckle under that pressure playing with a Luchenko and a Paquette, getting all the top line minutes. Playing top line minutes against the Belchetz, Nesbitt, Greentree line here, and he's excelled. And again, 2 goals on the night. Nothing more you can say about his game, but spectacular.
Both power play markers, too. The Storm 2 for 4 with the man advantage tonight. Shabinski with both of those. As Greentree tried to fire off the draw, and he got bothered, and Luchenko will chip and lose his footing and tried to take a wild hack toward Woodall's feet, and luckily didn't trip him. Here's Davis the other way. What a shot! Oh, my Lord. Cole Davis with an absolute pick. Grip it and rip it, 78. It is 5-5 off an all-world shot.
Cole Davis is at it again. Takes the long-range pass from his own zone right at the blue line and is able to control it. Has the angle, doesn't really have much of an angle, but you look right there. The goalie goes down, and it's just that one corner that's sitting there free, and Cole Davis, with his 9th of the year, the Yukon commit, ties this game at 5.
That is filthy. Imagine the skill. Imagine having skill like that. To have 0 angle almost and absolutely shred that thing top cheese. That's special. Well, we are tied again, this time at 5s. Naish firing. Good blocker stop from New Love there. So the Storm, they got to get back to work. They have led 3 times now in this game. Naish having a bit of trouble with it. He's going to get some help from his teammates. Does that come out? They're going to say no. Woodall on it here. Thrown to the front, and that got through everybody. Lucky for the Storm as Snellgrove is able to clear. McLaughlin throwing it across. That threw everybody. Back for Singh here. Flicked forward for Miedema. He'll bump it off the dasher, but right to a defender for Windsor. They'll head the other way. Lemieux on it. Bothered a little bit through neutral, but he's still got enough strength to get it deep. Singh, quick flip up. Serlin able to push it out. Serlin getting in the way of that clear. They're going to say it's offside. 7:50 to go here in an absolutely electric hockey game.
Oh, this is where the defense really has to show their mettle for the Guelph Storm, as short-handed as they are. Remember, they only have one pairing here tonight that are both usual roster defensemen. The second pairing has a forward, and the third pairing has a call-up here tonight. So this is where they're really going to be tested.
And you look at it and you kind of go, yeah, like you don't want to give up 5 and you don't want to blow that 3-0 lead. All things considered, pretty impressive effort from the Storm with the situation on their blue line tonight.
Yeah, and you're right. 5 goals against, that's already happened. You can't control that. Now you need to control the controllable here.
Absolutely. This one very much in play. Brassard taking a hack at that. Luchenko there to swing it around. Paquette wearing the C tonight. He'll flip it into neutral. There's Shabinski, and he'll just get it in deep. New Love will handle that. Just over 7 to go here in what's been a back and forth heavyweight fight so far. Davis, who just tied it with a laser beam, leaving it there for Belchetz in space, fires all loose, and it just got pushed wide. Storm dodge a bullet. They got to dodge more here. Walton right in. Big stop from Jovanovski there. Trying to throw it back in front. Gets back to the point. Poked out of the zone by Miedema. Nervous moments there in the Storm zone for a minute. Someone lost a glove too, and it's still sitting there along the goal line. Here comes Greentree, ever dangerous. Played down low, Harvey giving chase. McFadden is there to make a good defensive play. I'm so impressed with what Will McFadden did tonight, man. Unbelievable stuff. Snellgrove, Miedema fires, blocked, and that stung Cristoforo a little bit. Still out there defending, knocked away from Miedema, and the Spitfires able to get it out. Only for a brief moment. McLean off the bench, knocks it back in, but now lots of room here for Cristoforo to make a play. Whoa, bad turnover from Greentree. McLean scores! 6:05 to go! Officer McLean to the rescue!
Someone call 911. The roof just got blown off the Sleeman Center with that one. A turnover, and McLean makes no mistake. As Officer McLean registers goal number 4 on the year. This is what you do. You take advantage of the opportunities that are given to you. You turn around, you find a shooting lane, and he goes top blocker to make it 6-5.
And that comes off a turnover on a mistake from Greentree, and that's rare. And you know that the Windsor captain will be kicking himself after that one. He's going to want to try and make up for that, and he certainly can. But that was a turnover. He gave that thing right to McLean as Babin whistles this wide, and McLean, to his credit, had to do an awful lot with a special shot to beat Newlove there. Far side, low and hard. Man, oh man. This hockey game has had everything. Here come the Spitfires, looking to try and tie it again. Whoa, awkward angled shot, and Jovanovski grabbed that thing out of the air. Do not go anywhere. We'll step aside with the Storm in the lead on Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Back to Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV. Just a reminder, our next broadcast will be at 7 o'clock tomorrow night when the Kitchener Rangers come to town for the first time this season. Lots on the line here. Not only is it the Highway 7 rivalry, but also the two teams in the final Memorial Cup bid. That's going to come out next week. It should be a fun one here at the Sleeman Center. Join us on Rogers TV. Let's send things back upstairs. Here are Ryan Drury and Mark Perry.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carmichael. Yes, we are right back at it tomorrow with the Rangers in town. Schedule not getting any easier for the Storm, and they're trying to eke one out here against the #1 team in the conference, up 6-5. The Spitfires have not led once in this game, but they have come back 3 separate times trailing. Snellgrove absorbing a hard hit there from Nesbitt. Whoa, that was a risky pass, but it got through to top, and he did well to get that into neutral. Under 5 to go. Singh, quick up, Shabinsky, knocking that hard off the wall. Paquette losing that in his feet. And now it's Woodall's turn to lose it in his feet, and he'll chase it back behind his netminder.
Got to play mistake-free hockey at this point. Under 5 to go, up by 1. You cannot give them anything easy.
That old adage, pucks out quickly, everything north. And the Spitfires, you know, with the talent they have, they're going to give you their best. And boy, oh boy, they had Harvey in there in the danger zone, and luckily it had a little too much starch on it. Woodall holds it in, knocked free of the zone. Going to be some quick changes here for the Storm, defending this tenuous one-goal lead against the best in the West. Davis knocking that in, and there is the captain Greentree. You know he wants to make up for that 6-5 goal. Pushed away, though, as Miedema's giving chase. He gets interfered with, and that's going to be a textbook penalty. And that's not what you want to see if you're Greg Walters.
Anthony Cristoforo trying to take away the space from Ethan Miedema. He plays this perfectly. Chip it in, go for the chase, keep your legs moving. Cristoforo interfering with him all day. And you'll see it here again. Keep the feet moving. He's going to get the fists up, takes him down, way away from the puck. And that's going to be called every day.
If Cristoforo just kind of forces him toward the wall and lets him through, no problem. You can slow a guy down a little bit. It's the fact that he lifts up into him and does not let go. That's what gets him in trouble there. Storm to their 5th power play. Up 6-5. A goal here would be pretty huge. Under 4 left. Good hold at the line by McFadden. Miedema with room. Miedema walking in, and a big stop by Newlove. Keeping this tight. Back to the point. McFadden. Paquette. Nice play. Miedema scores! What a play from the captain! And Miedema pots it home. Storm 7, Spitfires 5 with not a lot to go.
The power play chemistry starting to come back here for the Storm. But it all starts with defenseman Will McFadden at the blue line, keeping that puck in. If that comes out, that play does not happen. Simple keeping at the line. It opens up some space, and a little backdoor action there to Ethan Miedema. Make it no mistake, as Ethan Miedema gets on the board with his 8th of the year.
Well, they keep doing stuff like that, it's not going to be the 20th ranked power play for very long.
No.
That unit has come to life and affected this game in a big way. And then factor in Luchenko's goal was a shorty, and it's been an interesting special teams effort, a real good one tonight for the Storm.
Well, what's the old saying with goal droughts? You put one in, they tend to come in bunches.
Absolutely. What an impressive effort from the Storm, who, again, 3-0 after the first. They let Windsor come roaring back, tie it 3 separate times. They have bent, but not broken. And they are 240 and ticking away from, I would argue, their hugest win of the season, Mark.
They need this one. And again, you go back to that October 5th game in Windsor. Windsor wins that game 3-2 in overtime. Guelph scores first in that game. They were a tone setter in a game where Windsor was in the midst of that 9-1 run. So you know that this Storm team, they have the potential to give the best teams in this league fits. And they're showing it yet again here tonight. Yes, they allow 5, but the firepower is clicking, and it's clicking at the right time.
Absolutely wild stuff, and even wilder, the night being built by defenseman Will McFadden. 4 assists from the point. Incredible stuff.
Might be keeping him back there at this rate.
Windsor on that last play were offside, and they were sending Newlove to the bench, and I bet you he's going to head there pretty soon. Nesbitt able to get it over the line. Paquette has it. Newlove's got to turn around for just a moment. We are entering the 2-minute warning. We're there now as Windsor set up, and they want to get their goaltender to the bench. And despite what the score says, he has made some wildly big saves to keep his team in this thing. I certainly would not be blaming the netminder tonight.
I might even give him a star at this rate.
fired in, and New Love as Nesbitt handles this and gets hammered. New Love to the bench, cleared. Davis, who had a beautiful goal to tie it at 5 at that point, tried to get it up quickly, and that was cut off. Whoa, turnover potentially here. Miedema trying to chase down Greentree, and the Windsor captain does a good job. Just over a minute left. Spitfires gain the zone. Davis knocked down. Spitfires weren't happy, they wanted a call. Woodall with it here. Thrown to the front and tipped just wide off the stick of Greentree. Thrown back in front. Miedema with the high flip out. Snellgrove in a foot race here. He's got to beat his man. He does. Snellgrove with an empty cage. Snellgrove scores. 8-5. The Storm have got full grip on it.
Great hustle from Parker Snellgrove on this one. The puck dumped down the ice, and you can tell by the legs of the defender there from Windsor, he is dead tired. He was on the ice for a long, long time, and that is Jack Nesbitt just laboring down the ice, trying to beat out the icing call. Snellgrove says, nope, I'm going to deposit this one.
What an evening at the Slee Show. Fans blowing the roof off this thing. A huge victory for the Guelph Storm with 40 seconds left. They welcome the #1 team in the conference in here and hang an 8th spot on them. Extremely impressive. Missing 3 regular defensemen. And they're doing this. Serlin looking for more as New Love had to make a stop there, and he'll just keep play going. Under 20 seconds left. And I think it's safe to say, Mark, this is the most impressive win of the season. And the Storm faithful are going to give them due applause. What an effort from this young Storm squad. 8-5. They beat the Windsor Spitfires with a big one on deck tomorrow with the Rangers coming in. What a game. We'll take a quick break, come back with the 3 stars and an interview from our own Isaac Carmichael with one of the victorious Guelph Storm. And who do you even pick? We'll find out after the break on Mark Wilson's Better Used Cars Guelph Storm Hockey on Rogers TV.
Rogers TV Community News focuses on what impacts you in and around Waterloo Region and beyond. It's a twice-weekly look at important issues. Rogers TV Community News, Mondays at 5 p.m.
Summer days, summer nights, lots of things to do, places to go, and people to see. If you're having a few drinks, be sure to plan ahead and get home safely. We don't want to pick you up. Drinking drivers risk injuries to themselves and others and take chances with their license, their jobs, and their future. Remember what's at stake and choose your ride, whether you're the driver, the passenger, or the party host. Thanks for supporting sober driving. I hope we never meet.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
And he can lift anything. Anything at all. He's that strong.
Joe Schuster, will you stop it or you'll miss your train? Now help me find number 5.
Strong, but by day he's a mild-mannered reporter. Glasses, you know, a secret identity.
Honestly, you Canadian kids.
He'd be in this cape.
A what?
A cape, wearing these blue tights.
A hero in tights, really. Here it is.
Listen, Lois, this guy is faster than anything, I swear.
If you're not fast, you're gonna miss your train.
That's it. A bullet. A bullet. He's faster. No, he's faster than a speeding bullet.
Come on, get on it. No one's gonna read a comic strip about a strong man in tights, Joe. It'll never fly.
Fly, no. But he can leap over tall buildings. Oh, wow, yeah.
See what your cousin Frank says in Toronto.
Oh, wait, Lois. I've got something for you. Here, take it. It's a gift. You never know. It might be worth something someday. Is he great or what? Bye-bye, Lois.
David Prang from the Chamber of Commerce Brantford-Brant speaks with community members about events and organizations that impact the city of Brantford and the county of Brant. Chamber TV, Thursdays at 6:30 p.m., right here on Rogers TV.
Sleeman Center. Party time here. 8-5 victors the Storm over the #1 team in the conference, the Windsor Spitfires. Your 3 stars tonight. Third star, the captain on the other side, Liam Greentree, another great night for him, a goal and 2 helpers. Second star, Will McFadden, 4 assists from the back end. Your #1 star, Jett, the Royal City Jett, Luchenko, a goal. That was a shorty and a beauty. 3 helpers for him. But with a 4-point effort, filling in on the back end and chatting with our own Isaac Carmichael is defenseman Will McFadden.
Thanks, Ryan and Mark. Yes, here with the secret weapon on the Guelph Storm offense, Will McFadden. 4 apples tonight from the blue line, Will. I mean, you guys have Noah Jenkin out, Quinn Beauchesne out, Grant Spada's out of the lineup, and you guys go to Will McFadden here to take on D. I mean, your performance here tonight, your thoughts, 4 apples from the blue line.
Yeah, it's a full team effort. It's a big win against the Spitfires, the first place team in the league, so it feels good, honestly, to get the 4 apples, but I couldn't have done it without everyone on the team.
Put up 7 goals, added an empty netter against one of the best defenses on the Western Conference, especially on the road. What does that tell us in the league about this offense and what it can provide for the Guelph Storm this year?
Yeah, we have a really depth core. We have good 4 lines, good 3 lines on defense, and 2 good goalies back there. So yeah, we made some noise today, but that's nothing new.
You've won now 7 of your last 9, 5 games in a row here at the Sleeman Center. What's changed over the last 10 games that's really provided some momentum here for Guelph and picking up 2 points on a regular basis?
Yeah, we're just confident right now. All the fans behind us. It was a great packed crowd today, and we want to win. We have a really good squad, and we think we can win every night.
Right. Tomorrow night you go right back against another rival, the Kitchener Rangers. I mean, you already played against them once at the Odd. What do you expect here tomorrow night?
It's going to be a good match. It's going to be kind of like today. It's going to be very fast paced, but just like we did today, we're going to show some people what we can do.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll go back in the dressing room. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right, that does it here at the Sleeman Center. The Guelph Storm, the Windsor Spitfires may have close on a number of occasions, but the Guelph Storm beat the #1 in the Western Conference, Windsor Spitfires, by a score of 8-5 as they continue their hot run. 5 in a row at the Sleeman Center, 7 of their last 9. They'll go for 6 in a row here on home ice tomorrow night against the Kitchener Rangers. Wouldn't that be a great way to end off this back-to-back on this weekend? For Ryan Drury, Mark Perry, Ryan Manahan, and the entire Rogers TV crew, I'm Isaac Carmichael. Thank you for joining us here on this Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow.